And welcome to beautiful Eagles baseball, the Eagle Field here at Georgetown High School, where the Round Rock Dragons, their third tournament, final tournament of the year, here in between a little break of district play, take on the Liberty Hill Panthers, somebody they've played before here, Chris, and just a gorgeous afternoon here for baseball, and just getting ready to see if we can Round Rock can get some of those just get back into the rhythm the team we saw in the first week of the season.
Absolutely. Baseball is a very difficult game, and I think anybody that's played it at any, high level will tell you that. We talk about the best people in the world that play this game. At the plate, they fail 65+% of the time. So this tournament's a good opportunity for these young men to make some adjustments to what they're doing. Obviously, Tuesday they faced a really tough pitcher and had a difficult game, but you look hopefully for them to find that groove before they get back into district play next week.
And Tuesday night, Round Rock traveled to Vandergrift to take on Chris Oklahoma and the Vandergrift Vipers, and boy, they had just a tough evening as Oklahoma was able to just silence the Round Rock bats. He ended up striking out 13, walking 6 though, and hitting 3 pitchers. So, I mean, when you see a stat line like 13 strikeouts, you expect a very dominant pitching performance, which it kind of was. But Round Rock also stranded 13 batters, which is, as you mentioned, that's the game of baseball, which is kind of odd.
Well, and to me, when you hear those stats, it speaks to the talent of this team, because if you told me a pitcher started a game, and during that game, I think Coach Carter said 16 total strikeouts for the game, I would have said it's going to be a blowout. You had no shot, never had an opportunity to really be in that baseball game. Round Rock was just a couple of hits away from not only being in it, but being ahead. So the talent's there. Oklahoma did just enough, like Round Rock did in the first tournament, just enough to get out of those jams that he put himself in. So you got to be impressed with the way they fought during that game. They just couldn't come up with the big hit that they needed at the right time.
It was a strange district night too, because Stony Point lost, Cedar Ridge lost, Round Rock lost, and
Westwood won.
And then Westwood won, and Vista Ridge beat Stony Point, Hutto beat Cedar Ridge, Westwood beat McNeil, and then Vandergrift beating Round Rock. So if you follow 25-6A, Stony Point, Cedar Ridge, and Round Rock are usually the top 3 teams in it. And this time they're all starting off 0-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there is a high school baseball team in Central Texas that took more advantage of the time off than Westwood. I got nothing against Westwood, but they have struggled as of late. The last several years have been at the bottom of the district. They obviously have put a lot of work in and have some talented young men and have put a great start to the season together. I'm looking forward to when Round Rock gets an opportunity to play them, so I can watch them, see for myself.
Westwood off to a 10-2 start in the top 20 in the Texas high school baseball poll. So good things happening out there in Westwood. And right now we talked to Coach Carter here before the game, and this is what he had to say. Johnny Baza with Coach John Carter of the Round Rock Dragons here for the Georgetown Tournament here, a little tournament in between district games, Coach. And just to go back to Tuesday, just a great pitching performance by Oklahoma and Vandergrift, but you guys did have a lot of opportunities in that game.
He pitched lights out. Our kids really struggled seeing the spin on his slider, seeing it out of his hand, and he pitches fastball significantly enough in the strike zone that the slider really gave us fits. And they struck out 16. If you strike out 16 times, it's hard to win.
Yeah, I've never seen a baseball game like that. 13 strikeouts, 6 bases on balls, 3 hit batters. You guys left about 13 men on base. There was a lot of chances. A couple of times the bases loaded, and you guys had a lot of chances to just get that one big hit and put some run across the board.
Yeah, we were one hit away from getting back in the ball game every 3 or 4 times, and we had guys up that we felt like could do the job. And that's a game of baseball. We told them earlier today, if you haven't experienced that before, you haven't played enough, because everybody's going to experience a day where you don't have your best stuff, and you got to learn to learn from it, move on from it, and that's what our plan is today, is to get better.
Yeah, and this is never a normal occurrence where you play a district game, then you have a tournament where you can gotta look and see what things you can improve on, things you can get better, and this is a big chance for to turn things around.
Absolutely. I thought James pitched well enough to win the other night. He kept us in the ball game. Haddon came in, did his job. We're going to go back and take a better approach to the plate. We're going to have to play a little more small ball, I think, and we're going to make sure we can execute when we need to execute.
And this team that you're playing today, Liberty Hill, you faced them before. You shut them out the first time. Ever since then, they've gotten a pretty good winning streak. I think they've won 5 in a row. So what's so different about this Liberty Hill team that you see?
They're playing us. I mean, that's the way mentality we're taking. We're going to go be us, and Michael's going to give us a great chance out on the mound. He's going to be in the strike zone, hopefully, and be himself. And we're going to put together our best swings, hopefully, and we're just going to go play the game. And the team that plays the best wins.
Well, Michael Murray was on the mound the last tournament game, and we had folks from Leeds, England, tuning into the broadcast. So
that's his sister.
Sister. Yeah. So we had a great shout out there. So any shout outs today?
Well, let's shout out to her. If she's going to be watching today, we shout out to you. Michael loves you, I know, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Coach John Carter of the Round Rock Dragons. Good luck today, Coach.
Thank you very much.
It's Coach Carter of the Round Rock Dragons talking about his team's play on Tuesday night of what he's looking forward to here in the tournament. They're facing a Liberty Hill team that they shut out in the Legends tournament last week, 5-0. Hatton pitched a heck of a game. He pitched one hit, allowed one hit, 6 strikeouts, and then Sikora came in and allowed the second hit. So a 2-hit shutout for Round Rock pitching on that day. But since then, the Texas Liberty Hill has won, I believe, 5 straight, Chris. So they seem to have found their rhythm after that loss to Round Rock, beating teams like Stony Point and Cedar Ridge, and now they're here also getting ready to start district play next week.
Yeah, and we got an opportunity, because of the tournament, to watch a little more of Liberty Hill in a different game outside of Round Rock, and they're a good ball club. They put good swings on the ball, a lot of speed on the bases, especially early in the lineup. You don't want to put guys on base, or they'll give you issues. And so this is not a game that you could just coast into, and obviously Round Rock should be humbled by the last 6 or 7 games they've played, and we'll know they need to come out and play their best. So this will be a good test for Round Rock early in this tournament. A windy day, the wind is blowing out pretty hard to left center field, and I believe that's been a little bit of the issues for the Dragons. I think there are some of their right-handed hitters that are swinging for the fences because they know if I get the ball up in the air, that there's a good chance it's going to go out, and they've got to find a way to have level line drive swings. You can hit home run with line drive swings if you hit it right, so it'll be a good test early.
They come in winning, have won 6 in a row. They're 9-4-1 so far on the year. They've got wins over Cedar Park, they've got wins over Vista Ridge, McNeil, Cedar Park. They beat Cedar Park, they beat Stony Point, and they beat Temple. So I thought Cedar Ridge was in there, but it was Cedar Park, and so they're playing some good baseball right now. They seem to have found their rhythm. And tonight, this afternoon, as Coach Minsel mentioned, Michael Murray is going to be the starting pitcher on the mound here for the Dragons, and we just he's going to have to see if he can help bring Round Rock back, as Murray looking for his pitching stats here. He has started 2 games. He has faced 36 batters. He's 1-0 on the year. Has allowed 8 hits, a run, a couple of bases on balls, and 9 strikeouts. And he's got a ERA of 2.8, almost 2.9 ERA. So, looking for Michael Murray to get things rolling here for the Round Rock Dragons. Yeah, and Round Rock is going to start the game. They're the visiting team, and so Liberty Hill is going to be out in the field. And Liberty Hill defensively on the mound, they're going to have Logan Bailey, number 4. In the outfield from left to right, number 3, Chase Maxwell in left. Number 5, Logan Dyer in center. Number 7, Jack Stavinoa in right. Around the horn on the infield, number 10, Cade Neuenschwander at third. Number 12, Ryan Leary at short. Number 8, Jackson Knox at second. 24, Cash Turkin at first. And behind the plate, Lane Rabarski, number 6, catching again for Logan Bailey and these Liberty Hill Panthers. So Round Rock trying to bounce back from Tuesday night's loss at Vandergrift, and Liberty Hill trying to keep that 6-game winning streak rolling as the umpires meet at home plate with the coaches, as we'll be taking those down over to the public address announcer for our national anthem here shortly.
Beautiful.
Beautiful facility, isn't it?
Oh,
they remodeled it. They put a cover over the stands. They got new bleachers. They've got a nice little facility over by the home dugout. They added a dressing room behind us, or just kind of remodeled it, made it bigger, and just Georgetown, just beautiful facilities. Birkelbach Field is over there on left field. You can just see the back of the scoreboard there on the left field line, out on left field, and just some great facilities here at Georgetown ISD for this Georgetown tournament.
Yeah, the team's looking forward to, it is a little bit windy, mostly cloudy today, trying to get some baseball in. Obviously, there's some rain in the forecast the next couple of days. Not sure how that's going to affect this tournament. Georgetown does have the infield is all turf, including the mound and the home plate area, and then looks like there's a few feet of turf outside of the infield, and then it goes to natural grass. So that could help if rain becomes an issue. But again, Round Rock just kind of need to get back on their feet, and I think it's good to have a game so quickly after Tuesday night's game, give them a chance to kind of, get that taste out of their mouth and hopefully play some good baseball here this morning.
And I think Eastview's baseball field is available as a backup in case anything happens here. But we don't anticipate anything. Yeah, we're anticipating some weather tomorrow and Saturday probably, but
right.
We're protected. We're under the roof, and unless the rain is coming directly behind us, then we might be in trouble.
That would be a problem.
But so far, it's just the wind. It's going to be windy all day today, and so you might hear the little popping of the crowd mark every now and then. And as we get ready to play here from Georgetown.
And Coach Carter and the coaches having their normal coaches meeting with the umpires before the game. I'd like to be part of one of these meetings every once in a while. There's always a lot of pointing and looking, and it just always interests me because it's like, hey, every base, if it's over the fence, it's out of play. Anything else, but there's obviously a lot to talk about before every game, and the coaches are done. Everybody's getting ready for it. Looks like the umpire wants to talk to the press box, but. Oh, he's asking about the national anthem. Doesn't look like they're going to play an anthem today.
Okay, no anthem.
A lot of teams don't do that during tournaments. Even if you notice at Round Rock, they only play the anthem for Round Rock games because Coach Carter wants it played, but they don't play for any of the other games. So we're going to get started quickly here today.
On Tuesday night, Coach Carter had a shout-out for his dad who was up in D.C. working. Today, he sends a shout-out to Leeds, England, and Kristen Murray, who was watching the game last Saturday, I believe, when Michael Murray was on the mound. And hopefully she's watching again today as Coach Carter sent her a personal shout-out. So we appreciate Leeds, England, sending into the broadcast.
Should be about 5:30 their time. I think their dad said it was
6 hours.
6 hour difference. So hopefully it's a good time for her and even her friends to watch and support her brother and the Dragons. And he has pitched really well this year. Like you talked about, has a 0 ERA on the season, and hoping to keep that going here for the Dragons. This early start on a Thursday morning.
Round Rock, who are the visitors here this morning, will be leading off with Lawson Knight, number 13, who's playing center field. Thomas Soto, number 2, at second base. Number 3, Jacob Castillo in the third hole, playing third. Brooks Berry, the cleanup man, playing first, number 23. And 22, Austin Manguia behind the plate. And Landon Schroeder playing DH today. A little surprise there by Coach Carter, throwing a little curveball at us. At batting 6, number 16, padding for the pitcher, Michael Murray. And then Parker Kuhn over in right field, number 21. Travis Sikora batting 8th at shortstop. And the 9-hitter is Ty Dillon, who will be out manning left field here this afternoon for the Round Rock Dragons as we just get ready to start here. So Lawson Knight.
Lawson Knight comes to the plate batting .355 on the year. He's got 11 hits, 4 of them doubles, 4 RBIs, 7 runs scored. Been hit twice. Does have a walk along with 5 strikeouts. So a good start to the season for Lawson Knight, looking to get the Dragons going right away.
And he broke up the no-hitter and breaks it up today on the first pitch swing, and he's got a base hit with a line drive into center field.
You like to see that, as that ball was to the right center field, side of center field. So he took that pitch on middle to outside part of the plate and drove it right back where it was pitched at. So good start for Lawson Knight.
Oklahoma had a no-hitter going into the 5th inning, and Lawson Knight broke that up with a single, a little soft liner into shallow center field. And now it's going to be from the left side, Thomas Soto, as they wait for Lawson Knight to get his gear on to run the bases.
Soto
One on, nobody out here to start things off for the Round Rock Dragons.
Soto comes in hitting .433 on the year, 13 hits, 3 of them triples, 5 RBIs, 9 runs scored. 1 hit by pitch, 7 walks to only 4 strikeouts for Soto.
I think he's got 9 stolen bases leading the team, and he takes ball high and inside, ball 1. So he can get on base and he can get things going on the base pass. And on deck is Jacob Castillo, the third baseman.
That's Ken Lawson Knight. There's a lot of hitters in this lineup that on the base pass can be a threat. A lot of speed in this up and down this lineup and roster for the Dragons.
So Soto showing bunt as Bailey delivers, but he goes over to first. Back in time is Knight. We're a little bit to the right of home plate where we set up here this morning, or this afternoon now. We're still this morning.
Not quite.
Excuse me. It's this afternoon if you're east of the Mississippi. Anyway.
True.
Cloudy, or say a little windy. Wind coming in straight behind us, so blowing from out into center field as the 0-1-0 pitch, and now Lawson Knight goes, and it's going to be a high throw into center field, but backing it up is Logan Dyer. And Lawson Knight is in there with a stolen base.
Yeah, and that was interesting by Lane Rubisky there. I don't know if there was no communication on the Liberty Hill side that a runner was going, but he almost like tried to frame that pitch for a second before he even went. I mean, he had no shot at throwing him out.
Like a little delayed throw out into second base, like they couldn't believe that Knight was going. And
yeah.
He kind of had to wait for the shortstop to go out there and cover, and then just airmailed it into center field. So 1-1 the count. The pitch was a strike to Soto, with now Knight at second base. The 1-1, and now he bunts to the left side, and that's going to be trouble. It's going to be Rubisky over to first just in time as the umpire makes a. What are they calling here?
Well, now they're trying to move the runner back to second. Maybe they're saying a foul ball? Are they calling runners interference maybe?
Maybe the ball hit him while he was in the batter's box. I'm not sure what the call is, but Soto is out. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go with other. I'm not.
Oh, they said he was standing on the plate when he bunted the ball, and you can't do that.
Okay. Well, 1 out. Runner still at second for Jacob Castillo, who has all of a sudden has shown a lot of patience at the plate, drawing a lot of walks.
Yeah, Castillo's hitting .333 on the year, 7 hits, 3 doubles, and a triple, 6 RBIs, 10 runs scored, and 2 hit by pitches, 9 walks on the season already to only 3 strikeouts for Castillo. So a great start to the season, and very patient for Jacob Castillo.
And he's facing Bailey, with Knight at second base, and he takes strike 1.
So Round Rock was
against Vandergrift. He drew 2 bases on balls. Had a hit.
I was going to say he got a hit too. Yeah, he one of the few bright spots offensively.
Yeah, he
couldn't get him out.
Only 2 hits for Round Rock. He had 1 of them. Lawson Knight the other. Lawson Knight standing at second base with a leadoff single, 1 out. Castillo behind on the count, no balls and 1 strike.
Round Rock was looking to bunt Knight over. Wouldn't surprise me if they put him in motion at some point during this at bat. Bailey's obviously nervous. That was the second turn to second base. Hasn't made a throw yet, but he's definitely concerned about Lawson Knight out there.
Yeah, trying to keep Knight close just in case. Doesn't want to get him a good jump and score from second on a. If he could, he's going to go single, and now Knight takes off, and the ball is dropped by Rybowski, and it's going to be another stolen base here for Knight.
Yeah, that ball was in the dirt, and he tried to kind of pick it out of the dirt so he could make a throw instead of smothering it, and it just knocked it down, but wasn't able to field it cleanly. And Lawson Knight with the stand-up stolen base.
1-1 the count on Castillo, and now just making Castillo just needs to make contact to get Knight in from third base. 1 out. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike, and that one is outside. 2-0, and a good eye at the plate by the senior Jacob Castillo, playing third base here this morning, and Liberty Hill, kind of the corners. Third and first playing even with the bag. And Castillo ahead on the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. That one bounces, and nice job there by Rybowski of putting his body in front of it to stop it and block it. And it's 3 balls and a strike with Brooks Berry on deck.
Yeah, he did a great job of sliding over there. That ball was actually well short of home plate, so he just kind of smothered it with his chest protector, and a great job keeping the runner although there's not much foul territory here. It'd be tough to score on a ball that gets by the catcher here.
The 3-1. Castillo swings and misses, or just gets a piece of it with the end of the bat. Full count now on Castillo.
Liberty Hill middle infielders, as you talked about, playing normal depth. They'll give up a run on a ground ball to either one of them to get the out.
The payoff pitch. There's a shot to the right side. That's a base hit. That might be extra bases, but Knight will jog in from third. But a nice job over there by Stevanoa in right field to cut it off and limit Castillo to a single. But an RBI single by Castillo has Round Rock on the board, 1-0.
Yeah, Stevanoa did a great job getting over there. It wasn't even, he cut it off so quickly that there was no chance to go to second. But a great job by Castillo driving in that run and without getting an out. So he's still on first, 1 out, 1 in here for the Dragons. And Berry has an opportunity to do some damage.
So Brooks Berry with 1 out, Castillo at first. 2 hits so far in the inning and a throw back to first in as safely as Castillo. As Brooks Berry, the only home run, the only dinger here for the Round Rock Dragons so far this year.
Yeah, and Brooks Berry's got 7 hits on the year with a double, a home run, 7 RBIs and 10 runs scored, 6 walks and 9 strikeouts early in the season here for Berry.
There's a shot to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Castillo rounding second. He's going to go. They're waving him to third, and now the shortstop not sure where to throw, and Berry's going to take second base on the throw, and runners at second and third with 1 out. Nice base running, aggressive base running by Castillo, and Coach Carter waving him around.
Yeah, that was almost too aggressive base running, but Castillo gets the benefit of a bad throw, and like you said, it gets past the third baseman. Bailey does a good job backing it up, but Brooks Berry, as soon as it got past the third baseman, took off from first to second. So great heads-up base running by Berry on the back end, and very aggressive by Castillo as the lead runner.
And Munguia, who had a pretty good first tournament, batting with runners in scoring position, now comes up with one out. 2 men in scoring position. Berry at second, Castillo at third. And he takes ball 1. The ball gets past Rabowski, and Castillo is going to be safe at home. Would that be a pass ball?
I'd call it a wild pitch. It was in the dirt. I mean, you'd like to see your catcher smother that, but anything that is in the dirt, I give the catcher the benefit of the doubt. Just squeezed under his glove. And also Munguia.
So it's 2-0 Round Rock now with that little freebie by Liberty Hill. And Munguia take ball 1. Berry now at third.
Yeah, chance for a third run here.
And that one gets away from Rabowski, but this time the wall is kind to Rabowski as it just bounces right back to him, and Berry has to hold up, and 2 balls and no strikes on the Round Rock first baseman.
Very good job of Berry noticing that. That ball, I think the catcher was almost still in the catcher's box when he was able to feel that ball bouncing back to him. He would have had no shot there, so smart base running over there at third by Brooks Berry.
Berry just gets a piece of that. 2 balls and a strike.
And Munguia, real quick, comes in hitting .292 on the year with 7 hits, a double, 3 RBIs, a run scored, 7 walks and 7 strikeouts. So
Munguia is at bad. Berry's at third base. My bad. Here's Sus. 2 balls and a strike on the catcher, Austin Munguia. Outside, 3-1. On deck is Landon Schroeder, the DH.
And again, the Dragons showing good patience early in this ball game. And a chance for that third run. That's a big opportunity there with the runner at third and less than 2 outs. I'd like to take advantage of every opportunity here. They
don't want to leave him in on base. They left 13 of them on Tuesday night. So far, so good. Berry is going to send one out of play to the right side. And it's going to be a full count. It landed right on the roof.
And again, they're pitching outside quite a lot to hear Munguia. Love to see him try to drive the ball to right or right center. You can see he's got his toes on the inside line of the batter's box, trying to protect that outside part of the plate.
The full count, the payoff pitch here for Bailey to Berry. To Munguia. Berry's at third base. There's a shot to the shortstop. Nice job there over by Leary. Leary, the long throw to first. Gets away, and Munguia is going to be safe at first, and he's going to hold up there, and an RBI single for Munguia. That was deep in the hole, and a nice job of Leary keeping it in the infield. but unable to complete the play, and we'll give Munguia a base hit as 15 comes into run 4. Munguia.
Tyler Betts coming in from Munguia. That was an exceptional play by Leary out there at shortstop, just getting his glove on that ball, and he fielded it cleanly, but like you said, deep in the hole. And we have been reminded that Austin Munguia has exceptional speed for a catcher, and he showed it there, getting down the line quickly. Was going to be safe no matter if that was a better throw, not able to advance. Again, this field does not have the foul ground that Round Rock has, so the ball didn't go away too far, but a great swing by Munguia on that 3-2 pitch, lining a ground ball deep into the hole at short for an RBI single.
So Barry comes around to score the third run of the game. 3 runs on 4 hits for Round Rock.
Yeah,
Knight started with a single. Castilla single to right. Munguia deep in the hole. Barry Singleton to center field. And now Schroeder bats with Munguia at first and 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, so far the only out was a bump by Thomas Soto, where it seems like maybe he had a foot on the plate when he bunted the ball and was called out, but it was a great bunt, and he made it a very close play at first. So Dragons swinging the bat good early.
So Landon Schroeder DHing. The throw is over to first.
Yeah, trying to keep Tyler Betts close over there. Obviously, Round Rock's already stolen a couple of bases here, and they're leery of.
So Tyler Betts at over at first base running for Munguia. And there's a little check swing by Schroeder. Strike 1.
Schroeder's only had 4 at-bats on the season. He's 1 for 4, hitting .250. He's got a couple of RBIs, a run scored, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So hadn't had a lot of plate time here for the Dragons, but getting some experience here early in this third tournament of the season.
Done most of his damage on the mound. I believe he has a save so far this year, does Landon Schroeder, and now he is behind in the count, 0-1 against Bailey. Bailey again over to first. The tag by Durkin. Betts sliding in safely. And 3:23 left and right, down the right field, left and right field lines. 385 to center field here in Georgetown. And now Betts goes, another throw to second. It's going to bounce in, but he's in there safely. Another stolen base, the third one of the first inning here for the Dragons.
Well, and I don't know if the video shows this well, but Tyler Betts has not slidden a lot on this AstroTurf. He almost stopped short of getting to second base.
He almost did a Willie Mays Hayes.
Absolutely. He barely reached the bag in front of the tag. But stolen base for Betts nonetheless, and he's in scoring position for Schroeder.
0-2 on Schroeder. Schroeder fouls one back into the net. Still 0-2. But Betts now in scoring position.
Good cut there for Schroeder on that 0-2 pitch. He's going to have to fight off some good pitches, try to find a way to put the ball in play here. Talked a lot about that on Tuesday, that at the high school level especially, putting the ball in play makes the defense make a play. So see what Schroeder can do.
Schroeder outside, 1-2.
Yeah, not a bad idea from Logan Bailey. They're throwing an off-speed pitch. Started around the outside corner and broke well off, but see if you can get maybe a call from the umpire or a chase by the hitter on an 0-2 pitch.
1-2 the count on the DH. Landon Schroeder batting for the pitcher, Michael Murray. And he swings and hits one into left field, Betts is going to be held up at third as he had to make sure the ball went through. And now it's runners at the corners with 1 out with another base hit for Round Rock. That's 5 here in the first inning. And it's going to bring up Parker Kuhn.
Yeah, great swing from Landon Schroeder right there. Obviously, if you're Bailey, you're going to feel like you caught too much of the plate on that 1-2 pitch, but Landon Schroeder did what he needed to do. He saw a pitch that he could handle and drove it through the left side of the infield. And the Dragons continue to swing the bat well in this top of the first. Parker Kuhn comes in hitting 167, has a couple of hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, been hit twice with 4 walks and 3 strikeouts.
It's only 3-0, right?
No, I think it is. Maybe they thought that run was going to score.
So it's 3-0. We got 5 hits here in the first inning. We got Betts at third, Schroeder at first, and Parker Kuhn at the plate with Travis Sikora on deck. High, ball 1.
And one thing I've seen that I like so far from these Dragons is Tuesday night you saw a bunch of uppercut swings trying to put the ball in the air in that wind. Today it's more line drive, ground ball swings, and that's a much better approach at the plate, and it's obviously paying off here in their first at bat.
And that one is high, ball 2. So Bailey struggling here in the first inning. What appeared to be a close play at first base with Soto turned it up to being an out. But Ron Rock has pushed 3 runs across here and only 1 out. The 2-0 pitch to the right fielder, and there's a shot into the net. Nice cut there by Kuhn. 2-1.
And here at Georgetown, they added an extension to the top of their net through the middle part of their stand, so that basically it's almost impossible for a ball to get back into their stands. So they're well protected back here.
Now Coach Carter calling Kuhn over and giving him a little advice here. And whole right side is open as Durkin is holding Schroeder there at first. Knox kind of playing closer to second base, kind of not even with the bag, but not as deep as he was, as it's a 2-1 count here on Parker Kuhn. Had a magnificent catch in the tournament at Round Rock in right field.
Did he ever?
And now has a chance for an RBI here with Betts over at third, and the snap throw over to Schroeder. Get Schroeder back at first base. Not in time.
Yeah, that play by Parker Kuhn in the foul ground and right down the right field line was, I'm not sure it overtakes the play behind second that Travis Sikora made, wheeling and spinning and making that throw deep behind second base, but it is a very close second.
Swing, and the throw is going to be into center field. That's going to allow Betts to score from third, and Schroeder goes all the way to third on the air throw, on the throw in the air by the catcher, and that's the second time he's airmailed it into center field. Not sure if the wind is a factor, but it's 4-0 Round Rock.
Yeah, he's got to get that ball down there. I mean, he wasn't going to throw him out at second, I don't believe, but Schroeder doing a great job of popping up on that slide, and now Liberty Hill's going to bring the middle infield in, even with the grass. Nope, now they're going to push him back. Coach is playing tricks on us here. As again, with 1 out and a runner at third, they will give up a run to get the out if a ball's hit to the middle infielders. But great heads-up running by Schroeder to advance to third on that high throw.
And now the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Parker Kuhn. 4-0 Round Rock on 5 hits, and another run 90 feet away is Landon Schroeder. 1 out. And the full count on the right fielder, Parker Kuhn.
Yeah, we might have to, the home plate, the press box has 5 runs. I don't know if they just got mixed up or.
And there's a shot out of play behind us. Still 3-2.
Logan Bailey struggling here. As any pitch he's throwing over the plate, the Dragons are putting good swings. Really like to see these level swings they're taking right now.
So we got Betts, Berry, Castillo, and Knight scoring with Soto out. That's 5, and this is 6. The runner, batter is the 7th hole. Yes, Parker Kuhn. And now he sends one to the left side. That's hit deep. Left, going back. That is Maxwell. He's going to make the catch. Right. If there was a warning track, it would be right at the warning track. A deep fly ball to left by Parker Kuhn. It's a sacrifice fly, and it's 5-0 Round Rock.
Great at bat there for Parker Kuhn. Gave that ball a ride, like you said, right at the base of the wall. The left fielder, Maxwell, makes the catch, but great at bat there, making sure he gets that run driven in as the Dragons take a 5-run lead on the RBI sacrifice fly by Parker Kuhn. Going to bring up Travis Sikora. He's hitting .250 on the year with 6 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored, 3 walks, and got 8 Ks on the season.
So now Sikora, the 8th man up here in the inning with 2 outs. Just about another 10 feet, and it would have been a 2-run shot, but it's still a sacrifice fly. It gives Liberty Hill a 5-run lead. Sikora, who did hit a grand slam in the tournament last week.
Not officially,
but it ended up being a triple. But
I can tell you right now, he hits that same ball today, and it's going to be on Georgetown's football field. at Round Rock, it's just a huge left field. Great swing of the ball on that one by Sikora, and looking to get something going with 2 outs here for the Dragons. I would imagine they'll get this
1 strike on Sikora.
Scoreboard fixed in between innings, as the fans usually do a good job of communicating if there's a mistake.
So Bailey, this is his 32nd pitch. Misses ball 2.
Yeah, got by Rybarski. He thought he had it in his glove and just looked down and kind of looked back at the umpire like, where did it go? Ty Dillon fields it over there behind the backstop.
And nice cut by Sikora, fouls it into the net. 2-2 the count. Five nothing Round Rock on 5 hits. A throwing error. And Sikora looking to keep the inning going here with a 2-2 count, and Ty Dillon on deck. The long first inning here for Bailey, as it's now full count. Again, Bailey going deep in the count of the last 3 batters, maybe 4.
Yeah,
full count.
It's tough on these teams in these tournaments when you're going to play 5+ games in a weekend. You got to be real careful about your pitching.
And there's a Sikora with a grounder. Leary coming up, a nice big hop to throw on the run to first Durkin. And that's going to be in time, and that'll retire the side. 5 hits, 5 runs, Round Rock as we head to the bottom of the first with a 5 spot here in the first inning.
Yeah, and as Michael Murray strolls to the plate here, defensively for the Dragons behind Michael Murray in the outfield, you're going to have number 1, Ty Dillon in left, number 13, Lawson Knight in center, number 21, Parker Kuhn in right. Around the horn on the infield, number 3, Jacob Castillo playing third, number 12, Travis Sikora playing short, number 2, Thomas Soto playing second, 23, Brooks Berry at first, and behind the plate, Austin Munguia catching again for Michael Murray on the mound for the Dragons here, looking to keep his early season success going. And it obviously helps to stroll to the mound in the bottom of the first with a 5-run lead.
And again, he's been getting some great run support. I believe the Round Rock was up big in his last outing too, so he's got great run support. So he's just got to go out there and just keep the ball around the plate and let the defense do their thing. And to do that, he's going to have to face Ryan Leary, the shortstop. He'll be the leadoff man here for Liberty Hill, number 12. Number 7, Jack Stevanoa, the right fielder, batting second. Batting third is the second baseman, number 8, Jackson Knox. Cash Durkin, the first baseman, batting cleanup, number 24. Kate Neuenschwander, the third baseman, number 10, batting fifth. The 6th spot is number 11, Trent Eller, the DH. The 7th spot is Logan Dyer, the center fielder, number 5. Number 3, Chase Maxwell in left field, batting 8th. And then the 9th hole is Lane Rybarski, the catcher, number 6. And again, Michael Murray with a nice 5-run lead here as he takes the mound for his first inning of work.
They did finally get the scoreboard corrected. And on a day like today, for Michael Murray, obviously a 5-run lead is nice, but the wind is blowing out very hard, and you want to keep the ball on the bottom half of the strike zone and on the outside part of the plate as much as you can to avoid the balls getting put up in that wind and, have a chance to carry out of here. So nice start for the Dragons, and Michael Murray seeing if he can get them back to the plate quickly.
First pitch, and there's a shot into center field, base hit. So both teams, first pitch swinging, and both teams to get the leadoff man on here in the first. So Leary at first with a shot into left field.
Yeah, and then obviously it's a good lead for the Dragons, but you got to be excited if you're a Ryan Leary fan, as he made an exceptional play deep in the hole at short. Not able to get the out, but a great defensive play, and then comes up and on the first pitch, lines it to left field for a hit. Great start for the shortstop of Liberty Hill.
That'll strike one, and now Leary goes, and Sikora unable to. The throw was late. Nice jump there by Leary, and it's a stolen base.
Yeah, that was another one that just maybe was almost like a delayed steal, as Munguia didn't immediately jump up. The middle infielders didn't cover right away. And Liberty Hill with the great start and a 1-0 count here to the second batter.
And Stevanoa takes the strike, 1-1 the count. Leary in scoring position now. We're batting from the left side is Jack Stevanoa, the right fielder. Outside corner, strike 2.
And anybody that's watched this Liberty Hill team play has to know that they're going to give you a fight. They're not going to give up just because they're down a little bit. So it's a good team for Round Rock to be facing. They're going to come after you.
It's a 5-run lead, but it's only the first inning. And Michael Murray trying to maintain the lead, but he's got a runner in scoring position, and Stevanoa, that just misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Jackson Knox.
A nice pitch there by Murray. Tried that backdoor breaking ball, see if he could start it off the plate and break onto the outside corner. Just missed for ball 2.
There's a shot into right field that's going to split the fielders, the center fielder and the right fielder, and it's going to be Lawson Knight throwing it back in, and it's going to be a RBI double by Stevanoa.
Oh, and just like that, that's the first earned run that I'm aware of that Michael Murray's given up this season to the first 2 hitters of Liberty Hill. A great double there to right center by Stevanoa to drive in the first run of the game for Liberty Hill.
Brings up Jackson Knox, the second baseman. And he takes the ball high. Ball 1. On deck is Cash Durkin, cleanup man. So Liberty Hill with the first 2 batters getting safely on base, a single and a double, 1 run across, strike 1 on the batter, Jackson Knox. Second baseman, over at second base, is Jack Stevanoa. There's a shot to down the line that's going to be fouled, just fouled, maybe by a foot.
Yeah, it looks like early Murray is missing his spots by just a little bit, but
yeah, he's getting a lot of
catching,
getting a lot of on the plate.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to. He did have a long delay there between innings when the Dragons were hitting. Maybe he'll loosen up a little bit and start finding those corners more.
1-2 outside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch.
Wow.
I guess it missed. Low, ball 1. It did miss.
That was a good-looking pitch. Just
3-2.
didn't get the call. Munguia actually tagged the runner there, just thinking that was a strike, but full count here.
The 3-2 pitch. Fouls it back.
And you got to believe with the 5 or 6 game win streak for Liberty Hill, they've still got a load of confidence coming into this ball game, even though that top of the first didn't go the way they wanted. They're still obviously a confident baseball club and fully expect to win this game.
Payoff pitch inside, ball 4. So runners at first and second, nobody out for Cash Durkin batting cleanup. First baseman.
Big lefty.
Now, we're going to come out and talk to Michael Murray as the first 3 batters have reached base here for Liberty Hill. No outs.
This conversation could be as much, obviously give Murray a little bit of a breather, but could be a defensive conversation here. There's a reasonable chance that Durkin could be bunting, trying to move the runners over and make sure they can hopefully score a couple more runs in this inning, but they want to make sure you're ready defensively. Everybody's on the same page in case a bunt's put down.
And some changes here in the Georgetown Tournament as the Elgin Wildcats, they decided not to come, and Round Rock, they originally had 2 games, the other one against Elgin today, but now they're only going to be playing this game right now, this one, and they won't play again until tomorrow. It's the first game at 9 o'clock, and then they finish it up against Georgetown at 7. The first game's against Lake Belton. And then on Saturday, it's the last 2 games at 4:30 against Lampasas, and at 7 o'clock again against Georgetown, and they play Georgetown again, I think, next Saturday. So, being a lot of Georgetown, there's a bunt attempt, but it's going to go foul. Strike 1.
I will not harp on this bunt attempt. Round Rock played their normal third baseman staying back, trying to get that out, the lead runner. So in this situation, Michael Murray will be responsible for any bunts down the third baseline. And Brooks Berry, obviously, as the first baseman, will charge at first with Thomas Soto expected to cover first.
0-1, and there's another swing and fouled out of play by Durkin is behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Over at second is Stavinoa. He had an RBI double. The walk to Jackson Knox. Nobody out. Swing and a miss. I guess foul tipped it into the glove. 1 out.
Yeah, he chased a high fastball there, helped out Michael Murray for that big out number 1. Swinging strikeout to Durkin.
So a big out at the plate here by Michael Murray. He'll face the third baseman, Cade Neuenschwander. And he takes out the pitch on the outside corner, strike 1.
Nice start to the at-bat. Third baseman Castillo's playing well behind the bag here for Neuenschwander, which is a little surprising with only 1 out.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and well, they almost caught Jackson Knox straying too far away from first base, but no throw from Munguia.
Yeah,
so 1 ball, and I guess that pitch was...
Should be 0-2, I think.
0-2, yes. Yeah. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs now here at the bottom of the first. Back-to-back strikeouts by Murray for Trent Eller, the DH.
Another swing at a high strike there. And Michael Murray taking care of the first 2 outs of the inning by himself. 2 big strikeouts with 2 on and nobody out.
And now Murray finding that outside corner, strike 1. Now a little move over to second base, no throw as Soto was sneaking behind Stavinoa. As it's 0-1 the count on Trent Eller. Batting 6th, there's a little grounder to Sikora. Sikora is going to go the long way over to first in time for the out.
Nice play there by Travis Sikora to end the inning as Coach Rod goes out there, takes a moment to talk to Michael Murray and settle things down a little bit after 1 run in, 2 on, and nobody out. And Murray goes strikeout, ground ball, and the Dragons coming back to the plate.
So it's a 5-1 lead for the Dragons as we go to the top half of the second inning. There was 1 run on 2 hits, back-to-back hits by the first 2 men up, Leary and Stavinoa. A single and a double, and Liberty Hill cuts the deficit to 4 as Bailey will come out for his second inning of work, trailing 5-1. Yeah, it's going to be Ty Dillon, Lawson Knight, and Thomas Soto.
It's funny. Before the game, you were talking to another person here at the stadium talking about that 27-0 season for these young men when they were on JV. And 4 or 5 rows in front of us here, we've got a gentleman wearing a Dragon Baseball JV maroon T-shirt from a couple years ago, and there's a lot of names: Munguia, Berry, Dressendorfer, Castillo, Kimstad, McGlumphy, Knight, Schronk, Kuhn, Soto, Dillon. Yeah, I mean, all these guys that we're seeing this season, it's fun that he's still wearing that shirt and supporting them, a couple years later.
So, Ty Dillon in the 9th spot as Ron Rock sent 8 batters to the plate there in the first inning.
Leading off the left fielder, Ty Dillon.
Yeah, I think the pitcher wants to have a throwdown. It's kind of weird. Like, he wants to throw another warm-up pitch and let the catcher throw down, but Ty Dillon just ready to step into the box. I'm not sure how the lines got crossed there, but no throw down between innings and Ty Dillon at the plate.
And he takes outside, ball 1.
Ty Dillon playing left field tonight. Got really good speed for the Dragons. Courtesy runs quite a bit when he's not playing left field, so anything on the ground could put pressure on this defense.
Outside, ball 2. Outside corner, strike 1.
So I'm trying to peek out behind the clouds a little bit here as Lake Belton gets here early. They're in the stands watching a little bit of this baseball game, as I believe they're probably playing Liberty Hill after this game.
In there for strike 2.
Nice pitch. Fastball on the outside corner there. not a bad idea for Ty Dillon just to hold off on that one. That would have been a tough pitch to do anything with, and you still got another strike to work with. So 5th pitch of the at-bat coming to Ty Dillon.
2-2 pitch. Oh, and off speed catches the outside corner. Nice job there by Leary, and it's out number 1 here.
That'll bring us to the top of the order.
The top half of the second.
Lawson Knight.
Yeah, that ball was certainly in the top half of the zone there, as Ty Dillon feels like that might have been a little bit high, but Bailey gets the benefit of the call here for the leadoff strikeout.
Outside corner, looks like Bailey has started to paint that outside corner here on the first 2 batters here for Round Rock as Lawson Knight, second time facing Bailey in as many innings. He singled his first time up and came around to score. And now he sends one out of play to the right side. 0-2.
One of the fun things about this ballpark is not a lot of foul ground on the field, but down the first base side specifically, there's 40 or 50 yards of just a place where kids can play. Obviously, this is during the school day, but at night games, it's a fun place. There's a lot of foul balls hit over there. They really enjoy chasing them and running around out there. And that one landed in that area.
The 0-2 to Knight. Knight back up the middle. Leary to his left. Oh, bounces off his glove and into it'll be the center fielder Dyer coming in. So it's going to be in, let's say, an E5.
6.
E6, excuse me. Yeah, shortstop.
Yeah, you'd have to give him an error there. I mean, that would have been a close play with Lawson Knight moving down the line quickly, but you feel like if he fields it cleanly, he's probably going to get him out with a strong throw. So Lawson Knight reaches on an error again on base for the second time.
Here in the second, excuse me, and it's going to be Soto who was called out at the plate after a bunt attempt.
And I'm going to make a call here. I'm going to guess that you're going to get a throw over to first base pretty quick by Bailey, as Lawson Knight stole second and third base the first time up. I'm guessing they're going to be real conscious of him on the bases here quickly.
So Bailey takes a look over at first, and now the ball, it's a high pitch on the outside part of the plate, and it gets away from Rybarski, and Rybarski having some problems there catching.
Yeah.
As Knight gets over to second base.
Well, and look at Bailey try to slide step there, is trying to shorten that motion to the plate. And
so what would you call that? It's a pass ball?
I'd call it a wild pitch. He had to stand up to catch it. I mean, I'm going to always give the benefit of the doubt to the catcher. It was way up and out of the zone.
If he has to stand up to catch it, it's a wild pitch.
That's what I would go with. Clearly not where the pitcher was going.
I like the logic. I mean, yeah. And that was inside and low, ball 2.
So Lawson Knight in scoring position once again here, and Thomas Soto again kind of gave himself up on a bunt in his first at bat. Happened to be standing on the plate.
And
got called out.
Looks like he's going to be swinging away with Knight at second base, and it's 2-0 the count on the Round Rock's second baseman, Thomas Soto. And that one is outside, 3-0.
Love the patience here by this young man. Obviously, all these hitters want to do as much damage as they can, but if the pitcher's going to pitch out of the zone, you've got to just take that free bag and let the next guy up do his job.
The 3-0 pitch from Bailey. Soto gets inside corner, strike 1.
Close pitch there on the inside, but he's able to get a strike. Sorry about
3-1. Bailey. With a man on second, 1 out. Inside corner, strike 2. So he's got that off-speed pitch. Finding the strike zone, and
that was a nice pitch.
Great pitch.
Breaking ball to the inside
Soto
corner
there, and now it's a full count. After falling behind, 3-0. And now a little fake throw to second. Knight hustles back as Leary was sneaking up behind him.
All three
5-1 game.
All three outfielders here for Liberty Hill playing relatively deep, obviously with the wind blowing out to center or left center.
There's a little shot back to the mound. Leary, now they got Lawson Knight in a pickle between second and third, and now he goes, and it's going to be safe. The throw was late. It looks like
Yeah.
Knight was able to sneak in his arms underneath the throw, and it's Soto is safe on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Lawson Knight shaking up a little bit out there. He's bending over. Coach Carter's going to call time for him. Looks like maybe a shoulder got jammed up. Fantastic play from Bailey there. He did exactly what you want to do. Saw the hitter, the runner caught in between the bases, ran straight at him, made him make a decision. Then he just waited too long to throw the ball to Neuenschwander, the third baseman, and Lawson Knight did a great job of sliding under that tag. A big play there on, I guess, a fielder's choice.
And it's going to bring up Jacob Castillo. He singled at an RBI single in the first inning.
And I would guess Thomas Soto would be on the move here at some point in this at-bat.
He's got 9 stolen bases in 11 attempts so far this year. And he's taking his big lead off first base with Castillo at the plate. 1 out. Outside, ball 1. Runners at the corners.
Yeah, it seems like Logan Bailey, when he tries that slide step, at least the first few times he's done it, he's not able to hit that, have the accuracy that he does in his full windup. So we'll see how long he sticks with that. Trying to keep Soto at first and avoid another runner being in scoring position.
Brooksberry's on deck here, but Castillo hit on the count. 1 ball, no strikes. And now he swings and fouls it out of play to the left side. Strike 1.
So 1-1 count here. Runners at first and third with
1 out.
1 out in a 5-1 game here already for the Dragons, looking to do more damage.
This is the 52nd pitch by Bailey. And now Soto goes, and the throw to second is going to be in time. So caught stealing. Knight stays at third, and it's 2 outs now here in the top half of the second inning.
Yeah, Soto did not seem to get a great jump there, and obviously after a few bad throws by Rybarski, he comes up with a strong one there to get the runner from first trying to get to second, and now the Dragons might need a base hit to score that 6th run of the game.
2 balls and a strike on Castillo. Castillo thought about it, but the pitch is inside and low. 3-1.
Nice job by Rybarski there again. Runner at third base. Was able to slide over and smother that ball at the feet of Castillo. Keeping that run over there. And
Strands a couple. And it's still a 5-1 game as we head to the bottom of the second inning.
all right, so it's going to be Michael Murray coming to the mound. Again, the Dragons threaten in the top of the second, but not able to get any more runs across. 5-1 Round Rock going to the bottom of the second inning, and Michael Murray coming to the plate. It's like he's maybe going to ask the umpire for a new ball to warm up with. I'm assuming that's what he's doing. And the Dragons looking to keep the lead at 4-1 as Liberty Hill started the game off strong. And as we in between innings here, I'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsors here for the Dragons: Braun Homes, Endeavor Physical Therapy and Rehab, Realty Austin and Drew Griffin, Shady Acres Pet Ranch, Ideal Signs, Independent Bank, Tara Knight, Niall Maxwell, Airco Mechanical, and JM Electronic Engineering. Again, scoreboard sponsors here for the Dragons. Appreciate them showing support for this Dragon baseball season. The Dragons looking to bounce back from a tough game Tuesday night. Ahead early, 5-1, going to the bottom of the second. And Michael Murray struggled with the first 3 batters he faced, giving up a single and then a double and then walked a batter, but came back strong after a visit to the mound with 2 consecutive strikeouts and a ground ball to Travis Secor at short to end the inning. See if he can keep that going this bottom half of the second.
And it's going to be Michael Murray here facing the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Liberty Hill batting order. Logan Dyer, the center fielder, Chase Maxwell, the left fielder, and Lane Rybarski, the catcher. He's given up 2 hits. The run has earned 5-1 as Dyer takes ball 1.
Thomas Soto playing even with the grass. Actually, maybe got his feet in the green turf. Just trying to take a bunt away from Dyer.
Outside, 2 balls. and no strikes on Logan Dyer.
And Michael Murray not missing by much on both those pitches, but just not getting the benefit of the call. Ball's behind early.
That one catches the outside corner, strike one.
And I was going to say earlier that the wind looked like it was dying down, and I'm glad I didn't because it is back with a vengeance.
High and outside, ball 3. You can just feel it on our backs.
Logan Dyer playing center field. Liberty Hill's been aggressive on the bases already.
That one catches the outside corner, and now full count on Logan Dyer. Chase Maxwell is on deck.
Certainly want to make these young men earn their way on base, not give up any free bags. Just puts extra stress on the defense.
There's a shot ground ball to the third base side. Foul ball. Still full count.
Yeah, nice cut by Logan Dyer there as Michael Murray threw a pitch that looked like it was going to hit that outside corner, and he just punched it that way, just missed. There's 2 or 3 feet foul down the third base line.
And there's a pop-up in the infield. It's going to be Soto calling for it. Right at the edge of the grass. 1 down.
Great job of Michael Murray sticking with it there, throwing a couple of strikes
Chase Maxwell.
on the 3-2 count, and able to get the leadoff out.
Brings up Chase Maxwell, the center fielder, or excuse me, the left fielder. And he takes ball outside, ball 1.
First pitch was...
He pulls it foul down the third baseline. 1-1 the count.
I think Ty Dillon would tell you that first pitch that was called a ball looked a lot like the pitch that was a strike 3 call on him, but doesn't get, again, the benefit of the call, and had a wild throw back to the mound as Thomas Soto had to chase it down in center field.
The 1-1 count here to Maxwell as Murray. This is his 31st pitch, and another one foul. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chase Maxwell with Lane Rybowski, the catcher, on deck.
Thomas Soto was right on top of that ball, almost wanting it to be fair as he fielded it cleanly and was going to make a throw over.
Castillo over at third, and again, this is the Liberty Hill Panthers. There's a shot to the left side. Oh, Castillo reaches for it. Couple of steps, a low throw, the dig, cannot be dug up there at first base by Berry, so it's going to be an E5 on the throw there. As Castillo kind of aimed that throw at first base and just instead of just letting her fly, and it's a throwing error, and Maxwell is on.
Now batting the pitcher, Lane Rybowski.
So Rybowski bats here with Maxwell at first. 1 out. That one. I missed the call. Was it a strike?
It was a ball.
Ball 1.
And that was a nice play by Castillo, ranging to his left to field that ball. But like you said, just put the ball in the dirt, and Brooksbury not quite able to pick it.
That one bounces in about a 58-footer. And did he swing it off the bounce when it bounced off the turf and he swung?
He swung at it for sure.
He was playing cricket there, huh? Strike 1. 1-1 the count. Excuse me. Yes, 1-1 the count.
It is 1-1. Scoreboard was a little behind.
Throw to first. Maxwell dives back in safely. On deck is the top of the order, Ryan Leary, the shortstop.
Yeah, and early in this game, Liberty Hill has chased several pitches out of the zone that has really helped Michael Murray. Needs to take advantage of that here. Ooh.
Oh, Munguia trying to frame that one, but I guess it was low and outside. Umpire called it ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Real pretty pitch there. Maybe a little bit low. But again,
good lead over there by Maxwell at first base. Murray keeping an eye on him. And Leary and Maxwell goes and is fouled back. He had a good jump that time. 2-2 the count. Ron Rock is grateful that Rybowski took a swing at that one and fouled it back as it sends Maxwell back to first base.
Yeah, Liberty Hill not afraid to be aggressive here, trying to cut into that lead like they did in the bottom of the first.
There's a little soft fly ball, and now a nice job of Soto of the letting it drop. First base. Great baseball IQ there as the runner thought Soto was going to catch it, and he just lets it drop. Little flip to Sakura at second, and a nice strong throw by Sakura to get Rybowski at first base by half a step. So the double play ends the inning as we head to the top of the third. 5-1 Round Rock.
Yeah, that is a brilliant baseball play by Thomas Soto. Is you could see it in his mind. You could see his mind working. He got to where he could catch the ball, and then he took a step back, obviously intentionally letting that ball hit the ground. And not only was that smart, but Travis Sakura still doing his job at shortstop, covering the bag so he could make that throw. If the shortstop is just like, hey, he's going to catch that in the air and doesn't follow through with it, it's just going to be, an out at second base. So great play by the middle infield for the Dragons to get that inning double play.
As we head to the top of the third, it was tough to we strapped everything down, Chris. I mean, everything is strapped down, the tripod, the camera, the table, as the wind is really blowing things around here.
It's wreaking havoc. And as we're between innings here, again, let's like to thank some of our sponsors, KBG Welding. KBG Welding is a choice for all your commercial railing and structural steel fabrication and erection needs. Born and raised in Austin with deep Round Rock roots, KBG Welding, professional, certified, insured, punctual, experienced. Call them at 512-243-7636. Visit their website at kbgwelding.com and on Instagram at kbgweldingatx. Serving God and burning rods, KBG Welding.
And as we go to the top of the third inning, it'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Round Rock to face Logan Bailey, who has thrown 55 pitches so far. It'll be Munguia, Schroeder, and Kuhn for the Round Rock Dragons, as they put 5 runs up in the first inning and lead it 5-1 over the Liberty Hill Panthers. Again, I'm Johnny Baez along with Chris Daniel, and boy, Rybowski's just having even problems with his warm-up throws over to second base. When we're in the first inning, he had a couple of airmails over into center field trying to catch runners at second base, and that time on that throw over to second, he just bounced it over like 3 or 4 times. So Munguia, he singled in the first.
Yeah, when he made that throw, I thought to myself that Thomas Soto was just unlucky, as the only good throw he's made to second base was when
he makes them when it counts, right?
I guess.
Low and outside, ball 1. Well, I thought he was going to raise that right arm, but 1 ball and no strikes on Munguia. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
Yeah, and I'll say this, that this home plate umpire is not given a big outside corner, which is the norm in high school, so a much tighter strike zone here. See if the Dragons can take advantage of Bailey having to come over the plate.
Total contrast to what we had on Tuesday night. And now Munguia, that one. He was going to check his swing, but the ball came in and hit him on the left elbow. And the hit by pitch, leadoff man on.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be hurting too hard. Tough young man, obviously. If you play catcher,
he was an off-speed pitch. So
they're tough. And Tyler Betts going to courtesy run again for Munguia.
When I played baseball in high school, I got hit by a fastball and got hit by a curveball. Curveball didn't hit as much. Fastball, well, that's another story. As Landon Schroeder, he also singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. And bats here with nobody out, 1 on. Top of the third. The Georgetown Tournament. Ooh, that one just kind of protecting himself there as he pitch comes high and tight and manages to foul it back as he tried to bunt. I believe that's Tyler Betts over at first base.
Yeah, and Coach Carter, as I was talking before the game, and the Dragons only have 2 sacrifice hits this season. They've already attempted a couple of them in this ball game.
Throw over at first. Betts slides in time.
Landon Schroeder was starting to turn to square up to bunt there before the throw over to first base.
Schroeder showing bunt. It takes strike 2 as he pulled the bat back and the pitch found the strike zone. So Bailey's got a nice off-speed pitch, and it's working for him here so far in the last couple innings. 0-2, high and tight. Little chin music there from Bailey. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that really looked low a little bit from here, but he gets the call on the bottom half of the zone to go 0-2. And after that up and in pitch, I would expect to see a breaking ball down and away from Bailey here, as that's just a traditional way to pitch.
Another throw to first. Sliding back in safely is Tyler Betts.
Now, that being said, if you're Round Rock and if you're expecting a breaking ball here, it would be a pitch that you might think about trying to steal, as the ball's not going to get to home quite as fast and could potentially be in the dirt.
Nguyen Schwander playing even with the bag at third. Pitches outside. 2-2 the count.
And Schroeder had a good first at bat. Saw a lot of pitches and then was able to drive the single out to the outfield, so he feels comfortable so far, even with 2 strikes on him.
So the 2-2 pitch from Bailey. Inside, ball 3. You can see he was already stepping out of the batter's box, and the pitch wasn't even halfway home in that, in the delivery. And he came back in and almost cut a part of the plate on the inside corner, but stayed enough inside to make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Robarski definitely looked back at the umpire. He thought that was going to be strike 3.
Baylor. Betts had a foot on the outfield grass, and there's another throw that's high to second base. Betts steals second, but they're calling batter's interference on the swing by Schroeder, and both runners are out.
Yeah, I guess he's saying Schroeder stepped over the plate on that swing, and I was looking more at the plate at second base. I didn't see it, so if he stepped over the plate when it obstructs the catcher's ability to throw, then the umpire's got to call it.
2 outs here in the top of the third, and a couple of interesting outs here by the Dragons so far. That out called on Thomas Soto for stepping on the plate when he bunted, and now that one, batter's interference, and it's going to bring up Parker Kuhn, who had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Takes ball 1. This will be Bailey's 66th pitch of the game, and only 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And there's a shot into center field coming in as Dyer. No, going back out is the second baseman. Oh, Jackson Knox. Nice job of chasing it down, leaping, and making the catch. So good play by Jackson Knox at second base. Retires the side as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Round Rock up by 4, 5-1. What a nice play there.
Yeah, that was that ball. I knew immediately it was going to drop in front of the center fielder. I did not expect Jackson Knox to be able to get back on it and make a leaping catch for out number 3. So decent swing by Parker Kuhn out there, putting the ball towards right center field, but just off the end of the bat, and a great play by the second baseman, Jackson Knox, to, again, make a leaping grab to end the inning.
A beautiful play there by Knox, and it's going to go to the bottom of the 3rd. Murray back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. It'll be the top of the order for Liberty Hill coming up. Leary, Stevanoa, and Jackson Knox. And that's a single, a double, and a walk. The 3 batters that gave Murray trouble there in the 1st inning.
Yeah, and that's
nice crowd here. I mean, for being 11:30 on a Thursday morning.
Heavy Round Rock crowd, which is not unusual. Liberty Hill's a little more of a drive, but
both
I guess
schools, not
in Georgetown. It's about the same, I guess.
Both schools are about 10, 12 miles away. Liberty Hill just down Highway 29. Round Rock has to come up by 35. We do have to face a little bit more traffic, but not much, because 29 has become a main thoroughfare now as everybody's moving out of the city into the smaller cities. And Liberty Hill moving up from 4A to 5A because of folks just moving out there, and they're in Georgetown's district. So Leary, single to left, the first pitch of the game. Liberty Hill saw, and he thought about it, but holds back, and it's ball 1.
Yeah, and as much as Logan Bailey has struggled on the mound and thrown almost 70 pitches through 3 innings, he's done a good job of coming back after that 5 spot in the first and put up 2 zeros, keeping his team in this game as it's a 4-run game in the 3rd inning.
High, ball 2. On deck is Jack Stevanoa, the right fielder. Leary, the shortstop. Again, Birkelbach Field as Leary takes ball 3.
And again, Liberty Hill has been very aggressive on the bases. So, if you put runners on, my guess is they're going to be moving.
Outside corner, strike 1. Again, Leary taking all the way. Counts 3-1. The leadoff man here in the bottom of the 3rd. There's a high fly ball into right center field. Knight going back, and it's going to be over the head of Dillon. And Leary is going to stay at second base with a stand-up double as the ball comes way on the third base side. But Leary plays it safe and holds up at second. Leadoff double.
Nice play by Soto there to, like you said, field that ball that was way up the third base line and keeping the runner at second base, but a well-hit ball to left center
Seems
field.
like the wind just kept carrying. You saw kind of Dillon stop, and Stevanoa now, it's deja vu all over again for him. He bats with Leary at second, nobody out. He sent a fly ball into the gap in right center field. That played at Leary. He takes ball 1. Shields bunt. It takes a strike. 1-1 the count.
Looked like they were just trying to see what Round Rock's defense was going to do in case of a bunt.
And he shows bunt again. This time he does, but bounce it foul. And takes a spin into the Liberty Hill dugout, the home field dugout.
See, and that situation is exactly why I don't think. I mean, the first pitch he squared to bunt, he pulled the bat back even on a ball that was buntable, and you take a strike. Well, now you bunt one foul and there's 2 strikes and you can't bunt anymore.
That one is a little bit high and outside. 2-2 the count.
If bunt's the play, I think you need to put the first pitch in the zone. You try to bunt it.
Jack Stevanoa, he's got an RBI already here in this one. And he takes ball 2, full count.
And so far, Michael Murray struggling with the top 3 batters in the lineup here for Liberty Hill. As Round Rock's got a couple of guys out.
Ball 4, that one just misses outside, so the walk to Stevanoa, the first 2 men on here for Liberty Hill. That's Jackson Knox, who walked his first time up, bats here with nobody out. With Leary at second, Stevanoa at first, and Barry in at the grass here on the first base side as Murray steps off the mound, or steps off the rubber, and
it's like Dressendorfer and Garza over there loosening up. Not throwing with any urgency right now, but just getting warm.
There's a bunt. And the bunt is going to be good. Munguia bounces it, and Soto trying to scrape his foot in the bag, can't reach for the throw, and it's an error. Now the throw to second, that's in time, and Knox trying to take second on the throw is thrown out at second, but the runner scores. It's 5-2 Round Rock.
Yeah, great job of Parker Kuhn backing that play up, and a nice tag by
I guess that bunt
Sikora.
was a pretty good bunt. It was going to be a hard play at first base.
Well,
So
the only reason it was going to be a hard play at first base is because you had Thomas Soto having to sprint over to first to cover. They would have, if Barry was at first, you had plenty of time. But again, Round Rock's bunt defense not what it needs to be early in this season. They get lucky to be able to get the second runner trying to advance to second base for a big first out, but a run in and a runner at third and only 1 down. And it's a foul tip. The first pitch was a ball outside, and second pitch from Michael Murray to Durkin was fouled off down the third base line.
I was trying to, on this little baseball app, I was trying to put everything that happened on Cash Durkin, who bats with a runner at third in a 5-2 game.
Again, great. Big swing and a miss there on a breaking ball down and in to even the count.
2-2 the count.
But a great play out there in right field by Parker Kuhn, again, doing his job, backing up that play, making a strong throw to second for the out.
There's a shot center field that's going to be to the right of Kuhn. It's going to go, nice job of Kuhn cutting it off and holding Durkin to a single, but it's going to be an RBI single as Stevanoa comes in to score.
Yeah, Parker Kuhn actually left his feet to knock that ball down, and great job keeping the runner at first base, but a big base hit, and Liberty Hill has cut this lead to 2 after what looked like, what was a big 5-run first inning for the Dragons, and still only 1 out and Durkin at first base.
And there's a swing and a foul back out of play. Strike 1 on Cade Neuenschwander, the third baseman. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. It is now 5-3 Round Rock. Still only 1 out. There's a shot to left field. Back goes Dillon. Back over his head. Bounces off the wall. Durkin rounding third. He's being sent home, man. The RBI double by Neuenschwander makes it a 5-4 game.
It just, JB, it makes you wonder. Round Rock did this on Tuesday night. They continue to play shallow even when the wind is driving the ball out to left field. I don't understand defensively that mindset. That's the second ball over his head that if he's just playing deep, he catches it. So another big double, and it is a 1-run game as Liberty Hill is showing you why they've won so many games in a row and beaten some of the higher level competition that they've beaten early in this season.
So Liberty Hill hitting the ball hard this inning, and a couple of deep fly balls to left over the head of Dillon. A single to right. And it's a 5-4 game. They put up 3 here in the bottom half of the third, 1 out. I guess umpire says Coach Carter has 2 more mound visits. Held up 2 fingers. As now it's going to be Trent Eller, the DH. He grounded out his first time out. Now bats with 1 out, man on. Here in the bottom of the third. And now a 1-run game, 5-4. So the tying run at second base, the lead run here at home plate. And took something off that one, did Murray, and had Eller way out in front for strike 1.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen Georgetown play yet this year, but anybody that thinks they're just going to walk through their district, Liberty Hill is going to have something to say.
Oh, good throw to second base. Almost caught Neuenschwander wandering off too far off second base, but he managed to get his right hand in there, and he's back in safely. Trent Eller kind of swings at it, just spun off that bat, and foul here at the plate. Strike 2.
And Michael Murray again with 1 out. Needs to try to find a way to close out this inning. And
trying to get this kid, we'll still have the lead when he walks off that mound after this inning. Here with Logan Dyer on deck. At the 0-2 count on Eller. Strikes him out looking, and the throw over to second, not in time. Good idea by Munguia. Again, Neuenschwander roaming away off a second base, and it's 2 down now on the strike 3 call.
Yeah, big strikeout there for Murray, and he's not missing the plate by much. He's caught more of the plate than he'd like to on some of these, and that's why they're hitting the ball so well, but certainly in and around the zone consistently.
And there's a little chopper foul to first base, strike 1 on Logan Dyer. Chase Maxwell, the left fielder, is on deck. Again, Neuenschwander at second. Logan Dyer flied out. In the first, there's a high chopper, and Murray bounces off the mound. It'll flip to first, and that's going to do it here for the bottom of the third. But 3 runs across for Liberty Hill, and it's a 1-run game heading to the top of the 4th inning, 5-4 Round Rock.
Yeah, it's time for Round Rock's offense to get going here. And again, between innings, I'd like to thank more of our sponsors. JM Electronic Engineering Incorporated. JM Electronic Engineering is a longtime sponsor of Dragon Baseball. Hit a grand slam when looking for all the best in commercial fire protection, access control, security, and camera surveillance systems. Available with JMEE. Find us on the web at jmee.com. JM Electronic Engineering Incorporated. Thank you again for being a sponsor of this baseball Round Rock program. And Liberty. Go ahead.
I was going to say Bailey Beck out on the mound, and it's going to be 8-9-1 here. Socorro, Dillon, and Knight to face Bailey. Round Rock They had 5-0 headed into the bottom of the first. Now we're in the top of the fourth, and it's a 5-4 game.
Yeah, Round Rock
Wow.
obviously started off well. Bailey throwing a lot of pitches. You have to believe at some point, unless he has several low pitch count innings in a row, that we're going to see the bullpen here for Liberty Hill. But Round Rock having a couple of weird outs like you talked about earlier with the stepping on the plate on the bunt and the batter's interference that gets the out on the bases. But they need to get that offense working again here and try to stretch this lead back out.
Right, and you see Bailey, who was working really hard that first inning, and now his team has got him back into the game. He's got new life. He's got new confidence there on the mound, and so far 66 pitches for the Liberty Hill pitcher Logan Bailey. As now Liberty Hill has out-hit Round Rock 6-5. Round Rock 5 runs on 5 hits. Liberty Hill 4 runs on 6 hits. Both teams have made a couple of errors. Round Rock has trended 2 so far. Liberty Hill 3. And Sakura, who grounded out to the shortstop, his first time up, will lead off the inning against Bailey. And off-speed pitch has Sakura way out in front, and swing and a miss, strike one, and Coach Carter coaching.
That was one of those try to get it into the jet stream swings, and again, you want to avoid those. Get a better approach.
That one, another, takes a nice cut at that one, but fouls it into the screen, and behind on the count is 0-2. And you look at Travis Sakura, 6'4". Kind of reminds you of Mason Thompson, who was in the San Diego Padre organization. Another foul to the right side.
Yeah, he's
that one clears the net and autographs the roof here.
That's one thing. That's one thing about this roof is when a foul ball lands on it, it is loud.
0-2 from Bailey to the Round Rock shortstop Travis Sakura. As Sakura calls time and is granted by the ump.
Yeah, Travis Sakura fields the ball very smoothly over there at shortstop. Looking to get that bat going.
Outside. Ball one. That was the 70th pitch.
Coach Carter looking for him to take that two-strike approach, choke up on the bat, get a little more control of the barrel.
And he sends one to left field. That's going to be fair. That's going to be extra bases for Sakura. If he can hustle around second base, the throw and the shortstop to the second baseman, not in time. Sakura sliding into second base with a leadoff double.
Yeah, that ball got out there quickly, and with the outfielders playing deep, he didn't have to run far to get it, so that was a close play at second base, but a nice stroke by Travis Sakura there on a 1-2 pitch to drive that ball down the left field line, one hop in the wall, and good hustle to get to second base for a leadoff double.
So not a chance to get a run in, and Sakura talking to the shortstop over there, Leary, like, well. And it's going to be Ty Dillon.
Yeah, if I were a betting man here, JB, I would be looking for Ty Dillon to lay a bunt down here, try to push it down the third base line, make the third baseman field the ball. And with his speed, it's going to put some pressure. A good bunt, even if they're expecting it, is going to make you make a good play defensively to get him out at first base. So let's see what Coach Carter calls for here.
And he's looking at Dillon is looking to bunt. Both corners of the infield coming in. Well, the first baseman was coming in. Neuenstrander over at third, kind of stayed right there even with the bag. And it's ball one.
You're going to need to put a good bunt down here. As Travis Sakura, he's got good speed when he gets his stride going, but he doesn't have that quick speed like a smaller runner does.
And Dillon, this time it's a bunt right at the front of the plate. It's going to be a tough throw for Rybarski. Rybarski over to first in time. But moves Sakura over to third on a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, does his job there, does Ty Dillon, but again, not a great bunt. It was easy for the catcher. If that ball's 3 or 4 feet more into the grass, I'm not sure they could make a play, because even with the catcher fielding that was a bang-bang play at first base. Great job by Ty Dillon doing his job and moving the runner up.
Lawson Knight, he's 1 for 2. Singled, reached on an error, and now bats with one out, and Sakura 90 feet away. little bouncer over to the shortstop. Look over to third. Sikora has to stay, and now Sikora is going to go after the first baseman. Drops the throw from Leary. So the E3 will score Sikora, and safely at first is Lawson Knight.
Yeah, and not only was obviously that a very frustrating error by the first baseman, as it was a good play by the shortstop. There's no communication with this Liberty Hill team as the first baseman chased that ball down. Travis Sikora is scoring from third, and if he immediately fields it and throws home, I think he's out at the plate. But the first baseman took 2 or 3 steps with the ball before he realized Sikora was running. Nobody was screaming at him, 4-4-4, and that allowed Sikora to score easily. First pitch to Thomas Soto's on the inside corner for strike one.
1 out here for Soto. Sikora already came across the score, 6-4 Round Rock. Soto takes strike one. Misses, ball one.
And again, Lawson Knight already with a couple stolen bases. They've not retired Lawson Knight today. Has reached on a single his first at bat and an error on the next 2. But he has a threat on the base pass over at first.
So the 1-1 to Soto, who is trying to get going. Had a pretty good first tournament. It's kind of been up and down here the last 2 weeks.
And one thing in that first tournament, Round Rock faced a few left-handed pitchers, and Soto was able to bat right-handed. I'm wondering if
he's one of the 2 switch hitters in the lineup for Coach Carter. And there's a swing, and
stepped over the plate again, did Soto, and it's going to make the runner come back. And he did step over the plate. There's no reason for him to step over the plate when he swings like that.
So that's going to be out here at the plate, and they're going to send Knight back.
I know Round Rock fans are not happy with that, but it was obvious. I was watching on that one, and he did. When he swung the bat, he stepped over. I'm not saying it was intentional or anything bad. It just, you've got to give the catcher an opportunity to make a throw there, and when you step in front of him, you take that away from him.
It's the swing that carried him into the path of the catcher to the second baseman. A nice job of Rabowski just kind of holding the ball and, making the umpire make a call there. And it's Jacob Castillo now bats here. As Soto just having a tough time at the plate here this afternoon. Game almost a little over an hour and a half old. As Knight dives back in. And now sun breaking through the clouds here in Georgetown. So I don't have a pitch here for Castillo. They show 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's ball 1 here on Jacob Castillo.
And another big out there for the Dragons on kind of a weird play. And Lawson Knight still at first base, still a threat to steal. And Jacob Castillo at the plate.
The 0-1, ball 2 now. 2-0 the count.
And the people in the press box, even though the umpire keeps signaling the right call, they're just not getting it together up there.
6-4 Round Rock, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Jacob Castillo. I guess it'd be 2 outs, right? It's 2 outs.
Yes.
As the throw goes over to first. Knight back in time, so it's 2 outs. It's a 2-0 count on Jacob Castillo. With 2 outs here in the 4th. Castillo has singled and walked, and there's a high pop-up to the left side, and it's going to be Neuenstrander right just at the edge of the grass in fair territory, makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Round Rock plates 1, and they increase the lead back to 2. 6-4 Round Rock here from the Georgetown Tournament.
Yeah, it just seems like Round Rock, they keep putting runners on, but they keep having these weird outs and outs on the bases and players at home getting called out, and it just feels like should have done more damage than they've done, even though they have scored 6 runs already. Obviously, most of that was in the first inning, and have not put a lot of hits together after that. So Logan Bailey doing a great job of battling for his team, and Michael Murray back on the mound looking to see if he can.
I have him with 61 pitches, 40 strikes, 21 balls here. That's just an unofficial pitch count. We're all trying to multitask over here, and he's going to be facing Maxwell, Rabowski, and Leary here in the bottom of the fourth.
Coach Carter talking to the umpire there. And I thought maybe he was going to make a substitution, but I'm looking at defensively. I don't see any changes.
I think he was just kind of trying to go over what been happening to Soto there at the batters.
Yeah,
and just kind of make an explanation and maybe try to explain it to his ball player over there. You can see Soto was kind of a little frustrated, a little dejected as he walked back to the dugout.
And one of the things I will say is that you don't usually get batter's interference unless the catcher like hits the batter on his follow through, or usually just stepping over, especially if you keep your head down, which Soto did, doesn't get that call. And maybe that's the frustration is, just stepping over the plate doesn't constitute interference unless you actually are in the way.
And the first pitch to Maxwell is ball one.
Again, Michael Murray does get an extra run there to cushion that lead, but Liberty Hill continues to battle. He's going to have to continue to work hard to try to keep his team with the lead.
That one's in there for strike one. 1-1 the count. And there's a shot to the left side. That's going to be fair, and just inside the line. Dillon bouncing off the wall into foul territory, and the leadoff double by Chase Maxwell. And Liberty Hill, it's going to be their fifth extra base hit here this afternoon.
Yeah, and Michael Murray is he's just not sharp today. He's catching a lot of the plate, and which I understand you want to throw strikes, and that's much better than walking a bunch of players. But he's just catching too much of the plate, and these Liberty Hill Panthers are taking advantage of it.
They know what to do with it. Rabowski, the catcher, he is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Has a chance here with a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth, and he's going to try to bunt him on, and it's going to be Murray. Murray looking over to third. He's got the runner there. It's going to be out.
Yeah, great job by Murray there. That was a terrible bunt right back at Murray. He's only off the mound by a step or two when he fields it. Great communication. Oh, no. I don't know if they called time to switch the runners, but now they're going to give it, even though they didn't call it. It's a courtesy runner, number 9, going over there to first base for the catcher, Rabarski. Again, they did not call time when they made that switch, but the home plate umpire, I guess, has decided he's going to give it to him anyway. Round Rock tried to get the out at first, but a big play there by Michael Murray, fielding his position. Strong throw over there to Castillo at third, and a good tag by Castillo for getting the lead runner for out number 1.
There's the first pitch swinging. It's going to be foul ball to the left side.
Boy, howdy. Liberty Hill is just absolutely smoking everything over the plate. As this is Ryan Leary, the shortstop leadoff hitter for Liberty Hill, and Michael Murray starts it with a strike that's driven down the left field line about 5 feet foul.
So who's the courtesy runner over there?
Number 9. I don't have a lineup, so I don't.
It's all in here. That is going to be Ty Maldonado for Liberty Hill, courtesy running for Rabowski. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Ryan Leary, who is 2 for 2, a single and a double. And the throw to first, Maldonado slides back in safely.
Big out there to get that lead runner is the leadoff double. They were threatening quickly to cut back into that lead, and obviously still have an opportunity here, but getting that lead run on that poor bunt attempt is big.
Scored a couple of runs here, too, and now Maldonado goes, and Munguia couldn't get it out of the glove in time, and now Soto trying to make the tag out at second base. Ball gets into short center field that Sikora chases down, and Maldonado with a stolen base. Getting a good jump.
Yeah, Round Rock's not doing a good job of holding those runners over at first, and they're getting big jumps on them. And as you said,
2-1 the count on Leary, who now has a runner in scoring position with 1 out, and Munguia, great job of blocking the ball, the pitch there, and keeping it in front of him. Maldonado staying at second, but it's 3 balls and a strike on the Liberty Hill shortstop. Ryan Leary with Jack Stevanoa, the right fielder, on deck. Ball 4 inside. So runners at first and second, 1 out. And Stevanoa, who's had himself a pretty good day at the plate, double and a walk.
And Round Rock has had a lot of players over in the bullpen just kind of tossing to get warm, but nobody that I've seen looks like they're actually throwing on the mound hard, getting ready. So
that ball bounces in, a wild pitch, and both runners will advance. So now 2 runners in score position. The tying run at second. It's 1 ball, no strikes on the right fielder.
yeah, and that ball, Munguia did a good job there. He tried to smother it. It just bounced off his chest protector down towards the Round Rock dugout. And again, Liberty Hill has something working, only down 2.
Outside, 2-0 the count. With Jackson Knox on deck. Again, only 1 out. Round Rock up by 2, 6-4. But Liberty Hill threatening here, mounting a 1-out rally here against Michael Murray and the Dragons, and now Stevanoa ahead on the count, 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, yeah, now it seems like they've got Murray a little nervous where anything over the plate they're hitting really hard, so now he's trying to be perfect and hit the perfect corner, and he's missing all his pitches.
That one, the charity strike. Strike 1.
Yeah, I would agree that was, if it wasn't 3-0, it would have been called ball 4. A little bit of a gift there by the umpire. Let's see if Murray can take advantage of it and get an out.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. So nice job of Murray coming back from the 3-0 count to a full count here on Stevanoa. This would be a huge out for Murray if he can get the out at the plate here. With Leary at second, Maldonado at third. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So nice job there by Michael Murray for the second out of the inning. Is it going to bring up second baseman Jackson Knox? He has walked and singled against Murray.
Michael Murray just decided, I'm going to come right after you after that 3-0 pitch was called a strike, and 2 good fastballs. Gets a huge out, but he still needs another one with 2 in scoring position for the Panthers.
There's a chopper. Sakura, as you see all Leary trying to get in front of the baseball to see if he could get Sakura to take his eye off of it, but nice job of Sakura staying with it. And that'll retire the side. Did you see that?
Well, it was a smart play. He definitely intentionally.
That was a great play by Leary, but
stood in front of the shortstop.
Nice job.
Yeah, great job by Sakura focusing, even with the runner kind of messing with him a little bit. So a big 2 outs by Michael Murray after the runners advance on that wild pitch to get a strikeout, then a ground ball to end that inning without giving up any damage. And again, in between innings here, as we go to the top of the 5th, I'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsors, Braun Homes, Endeavor Physical Therapy and Rehab, Realty Austin and Drew Griffin, Shady Acres Pet Ranch, Ideal Signs, Independent Bank, Terra Knight, Niall Maxwell GMC, Airco Mechanical, JM Electronic Engineering Incorporated. And again, one of our other big sponsors, Golden Chick. Don't have any specific words to read about Golden Chick, but again, if you've grown up in Round Rock, you know where Golden Chick is in downtown Round Rock. They're just a block or so away from Lone Star Bakery, and they've been proud supporters of Round Rock athletics for many, many years. And I myself have been there quite a few times. I've grown up in Round Rock, so we really appreciate all our sponsors.
Just got to go there for the tea.
Man. And the service.
The tea, and just,
always service with a smile, very friendly.
One right there on 620 Round Rock Avenue there in Round Rock, right just close to C.D. Falks Middle School. As we go to the top of the 5th, and it's still Logan Bailey still on the mound for the Liberty Hill Panthers. No changes for them defensively, doesn't seem like. It's going to be Barry, Munguia, and Schroeder to face Bailey here with a 2-run lead. And outside, ball 1.
Yeah, and I would imagine that Bailey's got to be into the 70s in pitch count.
I have him at 83.
Yeah, so I have to believe there's somebody warming up for Liberty Hill, although we can't see their bullpen.
Well, it's indoors.
And there is somebody warming up for Round Rock, as I finally realized that we're seeing the catching into the bullpen, but you've got Freed over there clearly fielding some pitches from somebody.
Might be Kirkpatrick, maybe Kimstead.
It could be Dressendorfer. They've all been over there.
Outside, 3-0 the count.
And Brooks Berry trying to get on base here for the Dragons to lead off the inning. As a leadoff runner obviously has a high propensity to score when you can get on to start the inning.
He takes a strike. 3-1 the count.
And I shouldn't say this because I've complained about it for the last 2 games, but I would love to see Brooks Berry get an opportunity to get a hold of a ball. He's got a lot of pop in his bat.
Well, he hit one to right center field in Round Rock in the first tournament. Now swings and misses. He heard you.
He did.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
So again, wind still blowing out to left field in a 3-2 count here on the leadoff hitter for the Dragons.
So Brooks Berry, he sends one into center field, and Logan Dyer gets an eye on it, goes back over his head, and Berry is going to stop at second base with a leadoff double. And you can see him, thought he had a beat on it there, and wind just kind of kept carrying it, and unable to make the grab. In center field is Logan Dyer, and Berry with the leadoff double.
Yeah, he took about a step or so in right when that ball was hit, and like you said, instead of just running back to the ball, he tried to kind of drift with it, and that ball was hit better than he thought, and the wind pushed it even further. One hopped to the wall out there in straightaway center, and Brooks Berry on with the leadoff double.
It's going to bring up Austin Munguia, the catcher. He is 1 for 1 up, and now bats here with nobody out. A man on and in scoring position. He's going to bunt. He tried to kind of make a little swing at that bunt, didn't he?
Yeah,
the
that
pitch
was
high and outside, ball 1. Kind of like a little valiant effort there, but
yeah, he was
0-1.
Just trying to punch at that ball with the barrel of the bat instead of. You're really supposed to kind of deaden the ball. Obviously, I'm not proficient at bunting, never done it, certainly at this level, but you want to deaden the ball with your bat, not push the bat forward.
15-mile-an-hour wind right now here at 80 degrees here in Georgetown, and it's ball 1-1 the count on Munguia.
It's weird that it's 80. I've got my jacket on with the wind at our back in the shade, and I'm not uncomfortable because of that wind in the shade, but warming up early in the day already.
The 1-1 pitch from Bailey. Munguia takes ball 2.
Yeah, Logan Bailey clearly showing signs of tiring here.
91 pitches.
Yeah, you've got to believe that he might not even make it out of this inning, and certainly if he did, it would be his last inning. The Dragons need to try to take advantage of every opportunity here and stretch that lead as Liberty Hill doesn't show any signs of slowing down at the plate either.
So the 2-1 pitch from Bailey. Berry at second base. That one bounces on the batter's box from the left side there. 3-1 the count. Landon Schroeder, the DH, on deck for the Dragons as Coach Carter calls over Munguia.
It's an interesting
little chat.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot to call time there. You wonder what he could say. I mean, maybe obviously just the normal things. Hey, I'm going to let you swing away at this 3-1 pitch, but it needs to be a pitch you can drive, and all the same baseball things. With
maybe the green light on a certain type of pitch. And maybe just told him to take it. And we'll see what Munguia does. He swings and misses. Strike 2.
Yeah, it looked like he took something off of that. It might have been a changeup there as Munguia was out ahead of that ball. And again, another full count to start the inning.
Ball 4. That pitch was low and way outside. So now we might have a visit to the mound here from the Liberty Hill coach. And it looks like he is taking the slow walk to go talk to Bailey.
And Tyler Betts is going to courtesy run again from Munguia.
Coach Steve Hutcherson. 222 career wins. A lot of veteran coaches here in this Central Texas, and that is going to be it for Bailey.
Looks like number 16 is coming out of the bullpen here for Liberty Hill.
That number 16 is going to be Taylor Gutierrez. He's going to be in relief of Logan Bailey, and Bailey, if my scorekeeping is correct, went 4 innings. Through 94 pitches, allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Had a couple of strikeouts, allowed 7 hits, a couple of base on balls. hit one batter. A couple of wild pitches. And he leaves losing by 2 runs, 6-4.
This home plate umpire seems to have a bit of an attitude. As Coach Carter came over to the Round Rock side towards their dugout to just talk with his team, maybe a scouting report or something. And for some reason, the home plate umpire decided that was a time to yell something at him. It didn't seem like he was just being friendly or in jest. I don't know what his problem is, but I don't know why you insert yourself into that situation for no reason whatsoever. But either way, Round Rock's visiting, talking about what they want to do here. 2 on, nobody out.
And 2 more pitches.
And looks like Schroeder's.
Coach Carter waits for Gutierrez to throw the baseball. Brooks Berry will take his spot over at second base. And it's going to be Tyler Betts. Courtesy running for Austin Munguia. And again, Taylor Gutierrez on the mound for Liberty Hill now in relief of Logan Bailey. And he's going to be facing Landon Schroeder, the DH, with nobody out. 2 on here in the top half of the 5th inning. Round Rock, the visitor today. Obviously, Liberty Hill, the home team. And
the way that Round Rock has been playing this ball game today, I would look for Landon Schroeder to try to bunt here. They have shown a desire to sacrifice the runners a little bit more today than they have during the season. And so I would look for them to try to, again, stretch that lead. We're pushing an hour and 40-plus minutes in this game, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to play 7. So any runs you can add to that lead, the better.
Schroeder looking to bunt. And he just looks at ball 1. Next up here at 2 o'clock is Lake Belton against Georgetown. So, yeah, this might be – they might just allow Liberty Hill to bat. I don't play 5 innings today, but you never know how strict they are going to be with the time limit. Schroeder shows bunt again. This time he bunts it in the air, but Rybarski can't.
Coach Carter telling Schroeder
catch up with it.
The same thing that we talked about earlier is you don't punch at the ball on a bunt. You're pulling the bat back away from the ball to try to deaden it. And as we've seen, you don't want to push it right back at the pitcher, as it makes it easy for him to get that lead runner. So, and Schroeder looking to do a job here for the Dragons and move those runners up 90 feet each.
And Berry at second, Betts at first. Schroeder, the 1-1 count. And he shows bunt again and all the way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Again, that 15-mile-an-hour wind coming in through our mics, through the crowd mic. Hitting us in our back. But nonetheless, it's a great afternoon here for some baseball. Non-district action. There's an up bunt, and it's going to be Gutierrez. Bobbles, but goes to third to get the force. A nice play there by Gutierrez.
Yeah,
quickly bouncing off that mound and quickly get into the baseball.
A very bad bunt. Bunted hard right back at the pitcher. An easy play over there at third base. And now I maybe can see why the Dragons haven't bunted a lot this season, is they are not very good at it so far. So a big out there for Liberty Hill as Dragons try to move the runners over, but they get the lead run out, and now runners at first and second with an out.
It'll be Parker Kuhn, the right fielder. And Coach Carter. Umpire talking to Coach Carter, looking at the lineup.
We have a runner over here by first base, number 20, Andrew Freed. The backup catcher for the Dragons is going to, I assume that means that they've pulled Munguia. Now you can reinsert him defensively if you choose to, but I assume
he was running for Schroeder though, the DH.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, so Parker Kuhn is the right fielder's at batting. So,
So Betts at second and Freed at first.
Strike 1 on Parker Kuhn, who is 0 for 1, had a sac fly in the first inning and flied out in the second. Or flied out his last time out, excuse me. And Round Rock. And in scoring position at second base is Tyler Betts. They're up by 2 runs, 6-4. Gutierrez, there's a reaching for it, and he lifts it over to shortstop. Wow. That's going to be a base hit. Tyler Betts is going to be waved home. The throw. No, now he's going to be stopped. And
No.
And now,
sorry, I forgot I was on the air. As Coach,
boy, this looks like Drew Freed was running to third base thinking Tyler Betts had come home on the throw. But
Jeez.
so Chris over here having a little panic attack thinking that Drew Freed was going to be thrown out at second. But bases are loaded here off the single by Parker Kuhn.
Yeah, nice swing there by Kuhn, getting it over the shortstop's head. And like you said, a very late stop call.
By the way, we are a Round Rock broadcast. So.
Yeah, late stop call for Betts there at third, and the ball got away on the relay. And Freed just
took Travis Sikora, the shortstop, batting with one out, bases loaded. And pitch is high, ball one.
That had me panicked. I thought we were about to get another out there.
Have a big drink of water there, Chris.
So
everything turned out fine. The bases loaded here with one out in a 6-4 game. And Travis Sikora, he is 1 for 2, grounded out, double down the left field line. And it takes ball 2, a hit on the count, 2-0.
So you think Travis Sikora wants to make up for what you believe was an error?
Well, there's no trees out. There's no trees. There'd be no controversy up there in left field.
I'd like to have a non-controversial grand slam. That way you can really say it. He's got a grand slam.
3-0 the count. There is no place to put Sikora. Gutierrez.
Yeah, and it looked for a while like Ryan Leary. He looked like he had a beat on that ball, like he was going to make a play similar to Knox at second there earlier in the game, leaping catch on that shallow liner, but not able to get to it for Parker Kuhn's single.
Wow.
There's that
that was a strike. Yeah, that charity strike.
He's done that for Round Rock, so you got it.
No, I understand. I mean, it's just
But you know, he fouls the ball off here, all of a sudden it's a 3-2 count when you give him a gift like that. So big spot here for the Dragons.
Pitch coming from Gutierrez. Sikora swings and misses. Maybe got a piece of it into the glove of Rybowski, and it's going to be 3-2 now. 1 out. Big hole on the left side here for Sikora. And he hits a grounder into that hole. It's going to score 2 easily. As Leary holding Freed over at second base, or maybe just playing Sikora to get up the middle.
Yeah, if you're Round Rock, you feel like you've got to find a way to get at least a run here. As again, Liberty Hill's battling at the plate, and it's only a 2-run game. If they can come through with a couple of base hits here, they could stretch that back out.
The full count. That one is going to be ball 4, and Sikora drives in a run on a bases loaded walk, and it's 7-4 Round Rock.
And it sounds like Trey Garza.
It's going to be Trey Garza.
He's going to run for Sikora. I would imagine that they will just reinsert him defensively. And it wouldn't shock me if they chose to bring him in out of the bullpen, and they're letting him get a rest right now, not running the bases. So that's a possibility. And one of the things I've noticed, and I not even that it's a big deal, but the Lake Belton team has completely taken over residence of the Dragon bullpen. I'm not a huge fan of that. As their coach, you should say, hey, guys, this team is still playing. They might need to use the bullpen, get out of the bullpen. That's not a spot for you to hang out. But right now it's a sea of red over there in the Round Rock bullpen as Lake Belton is watching the late innings of this ball game.
Yeah, they play Georgetown next, right after this one.
Oh, it's Georgetown, not Liberty Hill. Okay.
And Ty Dillon at the plate takes strike 1.
Ty Dillon with exceptional
Liberty
speed.
Hill, this is their only game today, too, against
Both
Round Rock. It's going to be Lake Belton, Georgetown, then Lake Belton, Cedar Ridge, and then Cedar Ridge, Georgetown.
Ty Dillon with exceptional speed would be tough to double up on a ground ball.
Slow off-speed pitch there, and it just misses outside. One ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that was a great eye by Ty Dillon as that ball was
like
close.
Got impatient there for a second. He waited a long time for that one get into Rybowski's mitt, and that one, he kind of. And the catcher kind of was expecting a different pitch there.
Mm-hmm. I can't say enough about Travis Sikora's at bat. Again, bases loaded, you want to do damage, but he understood, hey, if I take a walk here, that's a run for us, and the next man up will do a job. And so great patient at bat there for Sikora.
Outside, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And again, no place to put him. Bases loaded. Freed at third. Kuhn at second. Garza at first. Again, Freed courtesy running for Schroeder, and Garza courtesy running for Sikora. And the 3-1 pitch from Gutierrez to Ty Dillon, and swings and misses. Strike 2, full count.
Ty Dillon being patient at the plate here, swings over the top of that all-speed pitch. But again, another situation, you got to put the ball in play here as he's got good speed down the first base line. It would be tough to double him up on a ground ball and should score another run for the Dragons.
7-4 Round Rock Dillon. And he takes a cut at that one and fouls it back.
Yeah, real good.
Still 3-2.
Good hack right there. Good timing. He was right on it, just a little bit under it and fouls it back to the screen. But he's making Gutierrez work. See if he can find a pitch that he can do something with, or, again, a ball out of the zone to score another run for the Dragons.
There's a shot right at Leary, and Leary, they double off. Kuhn just stranded too far away from second base, and kind of the hit kind of took Leary towards second base, making it an easier throw, and they double off Kuhn at third, and that's going to end the inning.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for Ty Dillon as he put a good swing on that ball. It just right at the shortstop, and for Parker Kuhn, again, there's not a whole lot more you can do as it was an easy play to double him up. Round Rock's able to get one more run to stretch that lead to 3. And it looks like number 14, Ian Bamberg, is going to come to the plate here to the mound for the Dragons as Michael Murray's day seems to be done. And Bamberg has pitched 3 1/3 innings this year. He's given up 4 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run. Walked 3 and struck out 3 with an ERA of 2.10 for Ian Bamberg. Again, number 14 coming to the plate. To the mound again.
To the mound is going to be
the
Ian
Dragons.
Bamberg.
So a big play by Ryan Leary there to get the line drive by Ty Dillon.
Looks like we're going to have a different. Soto moves over to shortstop, and who's playing second? Number 5 is going to be playing second
Garza.
base.
So one defensive substitution behind Bamberg is, well, I guess 2 officially.
Second base is Trey Garza.
Trey Garza at second base, and Soto moves over to short to replace Travis Sikora.
We still have Kuhn at right, Lawson Knight in center, and Ty Dillon in left.
We've played an hour and 52 minutes, so again, depending on how strict they are with the time limits.
Is Munguia still behind the plate?
I think so, yes, sir.
Okay, it's going to be bottom of the 5th. 7-4 game. As Ian Bamberg in relief of Murray, and final numbers on Murray. Pitched 4 innings, had 4, gave up 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 7 hits, 3 walks, no hit batsman, and leaves with a 7-4 lead. So Ian Bamberg here with I guess you call it a save opportunity, huh?
I think it'd have to be.
3 runs and then a high pop up to the left side. Castillo, Munguia chasing it, and the wind's going to just take it out of play.
Yeah.
It's the roof of the home dugout, and strike 1.
Yeah, the wind might have been in play in the field of play there if it weren't for the wind, but the hitter Durkin is going to take advantage of that. And
it's going to be Durkin, Neuenschwander, and Eller here in the bottom of the 5th. Liberty Hill trailing by 3. And these 2 teams met in the last tournament, and Round Rock shut out Liberty Hill 5-0. Much different game here. There's a high fly ball, and coming in was Kuhn. Now he goes back and stumbles, and it's going to be a double for Durkin.
Wow, that's a tough play out there for Parker Kuhn.
Yeah, he looks like he lost it. He just came in really quick and then got sight of the ball, and then when he was going to try to drift over to his right to make the catch, he stumbled out there in the right field, and it's a leadoff double here for Cash Durkin with Kate Neuenschwander, the third baseman. He's 1 for 2. Struck out swinging and doubled.
Yeah, and the wind really knocked that ball down as it looked like Parker Kuhn felt like it was going to be over his head, and then the wind started knocking it down and pushing it to right center.
There's a high pop-up in the infield. Soto, Castillo. It's going to be Soto calling for it. And he makes the grab. So out number 1.
So Bamberg doing a good job pitching to contact. Gets 2 fly balls that would normally be outs.
Batting the designated hitter, Trent Eller.
So Trent Eller, the DH, with 1 out. Man at second.
And I guess Knox gets, that's just going to be called a double. Traditionally, if the fielder doesn't put a glove on the ball.
I scored it a double because, So
Knox with a wind-aided double there. But a nice set pitch on that second batter, Neuenschwander, to get a big first out to Soto.
It's ball one. Unless I missed a pitch.
No, I think it's 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah, they've struggled in the press box keeping up with.
2 balls and no strikes here on Trent Eller, the DH, batting in the 6th spot. And he takes 3-0.
And again,
3 balls, no strikes on Trent Eller. He is 0 for 2.
Dressendorfer's throwing a little bit over there in the bullpen. Not sure if he's just staying warm in case they need him, but staying loose over there is Dressendorfer.
That one's a strike, and they're going to throw behind Durkin. Oh, that was close. Garza made the tag just as Durkin was sliding into second. That was a little too close for comfort for the Liberty Hill coach out there at second base. And
I was giving Knox credit for a double. That's Durkin out there.
3-1.
And if that ball's on the third base side of second, he might have been out.
There's a little inside-out swing, and it's going to be a pop-up and a double play. That is going to end the inning. Nice job of Garza and spinning, and Soto, nice job of covering the bag. And it's going to be the double play to end the inning.
Yeah,
Soto's made some pretty good, very good defensive plays here in this game.
Yeah,
high baseball IQ.
And Garza on that one, that was an exceptional play. Honestly, at first, I wasn't sure he was even going to be able to get to the ball before it hit the ground. But he not only was able to get there, but very smartly turns and immediately throws to second to Thomas Soto, who, again, has his head in the game, and he's covering the bag there just in case. And they get Durkin off the bag. So a huge inning double play.
As much as Soto has struggled at the plate, that has to make him good, feel good defensively, and feel good about this game, and tells Coach Carter that even though the struggles and what he's had at the plate, he still has his head in the game, still making the big plays defensively, still helping his team out, and hopefully he'll get a chance here because it's going to be Knight, Soto, and Castillo here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah,
it was a 7-4 lead for Round Rock.
It was just like Sikora earlier, playing short when that ball was hit to Soto and he let it go to turn the double play there. It would be easy for the shortstop on both of those plays to not know where they needed to be because it looked like a sure out for the second baseman, but both times they did what they needed to do and was able to get the inning double play.
So Gutierrez is going to face Lawson Knight here. Gutierrez, this will be his 20th pitch in relief of Logan Bailey. Round Rock up by 3, 7-4. So we play in the top of the 6th now. Soto on deck. And Knight has been on base all 3 times. A couple of errors and then a single to lead things off, kind of setting the tone here offensively for the Round Rock Dragons.
And Gutierrez gets the benefit of the call there on a breaking ball that catches the outside of the plate. The umpire there for strike 1.
Ball 1, strike 1.
And Lawson
Knight
driving the first pitch he saw to left field for a base hit. And he's been the poster boy for why you put the ball in play in high school baseball. Reached on 2 errors in his next 2 at-bats.
That off-speed pitch gets the outside corner, strike 2. And that outside corner is getting bigger and bigger here as the game goes on.
Yeah,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think that's the frustration for Round Rock fans. It's not that it's necessarily a bad pitch, but that's just not a call he's been making all game. And to change it up like this really gets the hitters off balance.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
A tough at bat there for Lawson Knight, getting a couple of strike calls that haven't been there most of the game, and goes down swinging to lead the inning off.
Brings up Thomas Soto. He's 0 for 3 and has been called out on interference, on stepping on home plate, on being outside the batter's box, and has reached on a fielder's choice now. Bats here against Taylor Gutierrez. And he swings at the first pitch he sees from Taylor, and it's strike 1.
And again, we
believe, back.
At this point, you never know when this game's going to be over. This could be the last inning, as we are right at the 2-hour mark here in the next minute.
So that's already an hour and 56 minutes is the game. Well, started a little bit late, but it's almost 2 hours. And Soto
So that's
saw the pitch coming inside, but it
Dragons
goes
would like
over
to
the plate. Strike two. 0-2 the count.
extend that 3-run lead if at all possible. And it looks like Jacob Haddon is over loosening up in the bullpen.
And he reaches for one. It's a pop-up, and it's going to go into left field. Chase Maxwell will take care of that one. One down. Brings up Jacob Castillo. He is 1 for 2. Popped out,
Bring up the third baseman.
singled and walked.
Castillo.
You know, just the baseball habits of trying to scrape the ground when they're in the batter's box and trying to now. He scrapes here, and it's like, okay, nothing happened. So, my bad. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Just moving the rubber
Turf,
pellets around, I
yeah.
guess.
Kind of like brushing the turf here. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
2 quick outs here for Gutierrez. It's just as important for Liberty Hill to put a 0 up on the board here. Keep that lead to 3 in what could be their last at bat in the bottom of this inning.
Swing and a miss, and Jacob was swinging for the wall over there, the fences, and it's no balls and 2 strikes here on the Round Rock third baseman. It will be Dyer, Maxwell, and Rybowski if Taylor can take care of Castillo here, and it's outside high, ball 1. In the bottom of the 6th for the Liberty Hill Panthers. 2-2 on Jacob Castillo. There's a little chopper to the right side. It's going to be Durkin. Flips it to Taylor Gutierrez and steps on the bag for out number 3.
So Gutierrez done a great job coming in relief of Logan Bailey, putting up a couple of innings of work, and it's going to bring Ian Bamberg back to the plate.
Back to the mound.
To the mound, yeah, I've said that multiple times.
And he's going to be facing 7, 8, 9. Logan Dyer, Chase Maxwell, and Lane Rybowski here with a 3-run lead.
And again, late in this ball game, like to continue to thank our sponsors: Braun Homes, Endeavor Physical Therapy and Rehab, Austin Realty and Drew Griffin, Shady Acres Pet Ranch, Ideal Signs, Independent Bank, Terra Knight, Maxwell GMC, Airco Mechanical, and JM Electronic Engineering. Again, really appreciate all those sponsors sponsoring, supporting
Dragons.
these young men.
7 runs, 8 hits for Round Rock. 4 runs, 8 hits for Liberty Hill. They both have stranded 5 runners here in this one. As we assume, or we're pretty sure this is going to be the last inning unless they decide to go the full 7. Here in tournament play, it's a 2-hour limit. I guess it depends on who is enforcing the rules here.
Yeah, when you're playing 4 games and that last game is at 7 o'clock, especially on a Thursday when it's a school day the next day, you hope that these teams would stay, keep up with that time limit, and so that all the games can be played in a timely manner. At this point, you said the next game's scheduled 27 minutes from now. Even if this inning is the last inning, they're already going to be a little bit delayed.
It's going to be at least half-hour, 45-minute delay here. And it's just no big deal, I think. So
Now batting, Logan
everything,
Dyer.
all the defense is the same for Coach Carter. Soto and Garza, the only changes made last inning. So here we go. There's a chopper, little ground out. Garza and Soto steps, pops that glove before he makes the play, and a nice throw over to first for 1 down. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, good stretch to his right was Parker Kuhn. Just stretch a little bit over there, but a nice play by Soto to get out number 1.
So Chase Maxwell, the left fielder, will face Bamberg. He's 1 for 2. Reached on an error and doubled. And he swings at the first pitch, and it's a high pop-up. Soto giving chase, and the wind's just going to take that one out of play. Strike 1.
Yeah, that was up and over the batting cages there down the third base line. Would have probably been out of play either way, but the wind made sure of it.
The catcher, Rybowski on deck. The 0-1 to Maxwell. Bamberg Nice pitch, nice location just outside, but had Maxwell swinging 0-2.
Actually, looks like a number 2 over there. Again, I don't have a roster for Liberty Hill, but looks like number 2 on deck for Liberty Hill, so they might be hitting for...
They're hitting for Rabowski.
Rabowski.
Yes. Number 2.
Rabarski.
Outside corner, strike 3.
Beautiful pitch by Bamberg. A fastball on the outside part of the plate. Just freezes Maxwell for a big out number 2 here, and the Dragons are 1 out away from ending the 6th inning, and then we'll just see what happens after that.
It's going to be Garrett Neely batting for Rybowski. With 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Johnny Baez and Chris Daniel here, Round Rock Baseball. Live broadcast on the Dragon Baseball channel here on YouTube as Neely takes high, ball 1. So
Bamberg doing a good job coming in relief of Michael Murray.
Just throwing strikes. Just all the pitches have been around the plate. Liberty Hill's making contact, but they're hitting it right at the defense. Defense making plays, and there's a shot to left field. Dillon coming in, and he's going to play that on a hop for a base hit.
Neely puts a charge into a ball, and great play by Dillon out there. Is you could tell he kind of wanted to try to make a play on that, but
keep it in front of you.
Smart baseball play, understanding that if I dive and miss it, this runner's going to get multiple bases.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner here for Neely, and it's going to be number 9, Ty Maldonado.
Now batting,
So I guess Neely might be coming in at catcher if they let the game continue.
And they could always.
It's going to be Ryan Leary, their shortstop, 2 for 2.
Reinsert Rabarski if they choose to, but.
Yeah, the baseball substitution rules in high school are
interesting
and challenging at best. Throw over to first. Maldonado back in time. He stole a base the last time he was courtesy running for Rybowski. And now Leary, 2 for 2, single, double, and a walk. Bats here with 1 on, 2 outs, and off speed, outside and low, ball 1.
It's a little bit harder for Bamberg. He's done a good job through the first batters he's faced, but now Leary, who's had a great day at the plate.
And he's kind of a late swing, lifts it into center field, coming in to make the grab is Lawson Knight. Nice jump on that one, and it carried enough for him to make the out.
And it looks like they are going to play the 7th inning as the umpire looks to the Round Right dugout and asks for a drink. So,
another one. You already have one. So he's working hard out there, just as hard as the ball players. And it's going to be Taylor Gutierrez back on the mound as we head to the top of the 7th. Round Rock with a 3-run lead.
So we have our answer, and a big out there to end that inning for Bamberg. And again, he's done a fantastic job coming out. And again, so far in this game, you've seen some high IQ plays by the Dragons, as covering bases when maybe somebody could have not been paying attention. Again, Ty Dillon in left field there. It would have been easy for him to say, hey, there's 2 outs and outside of the plate. So Round Rock needs to be patient here, see if they can, again, always trying to stretch that lead.
Outside, ball 2.
Outfielder, again, still playing pretty deep here for Liberty Hill. Third baseman, even with the bag in the infield, straight away.
High, ball 1.
For Liberty Hill, this is a huge inning for you as you're going to start your last at bat at least down 3 runs. You really can't afford to give up anything here to the Dragons in the top of the 7th.
The 3-0 pitch from Gutierrez. Barry takes strike 1. That one was right over the middle of the plate, so taking all the way was Brooks Berry.
Yeah, Coach Carter doesn't like to swing 3-0 very often, but I know Brooks Berry is thinking, what I could have done to that pitch.
The 3-1 from Gutierrez. This time, Berry is high and tight, fouls it into the home dugout. Now, full count.
Brooks Berry with a big cut there on 3-1. And now he's just looking to find a way on base here. Full count as a leadoff hitter in the 7th.
And he sends one. It'll pop up into center field. Going backwards, Maxwell now having to come in and can't make the play. So a leadoff single here in the 7th for Brooks Berry.
Yeah, taking advantage of that outfield, playing deep. And like you said, Maxwell took a step back there, which you can't blame him with the wind blowing the way it is, and that ball was off the end of the bat. And
again, the sound of the bat seemed like it was hit a lot harder than what it was. I believe we have a courtesy runner. Was that number 19?
James McGlumphy.
Tuesday night's pitcher gets some action here on the base paths. As now it's going to be Austin Munguia, the catcher, who is 1-for-1 single. Got hit by a pitch and a walk.
It looks like Andrew Freed is swinging a bat.
Yeah, he's the DH now. And now Munguia shows bunt, but takes ball 1. This will be pitch number 39 for Gutierrez, who came in relief of Logan Bailey, hit well over 90 pitches. And now, again, kind of shows bunt, but then tries to wave at it. Strike 1.
Put a sacrifice bunt down. Just not
shows
real
bunt
comfortable.
again. Munguia this time makes contact, bounce it to the right side. Gutierrez coming up, and Rabowski, low throw. Can't make the play. He's going to catch Durkin, but that was a nice bunt. That's going to be a base hit for Munguia. Runners at first and second, nobody out.
And again, they have number 2 did stay in for Rabarski at catcher. Normally I can't even tell because the equipment blocks the number, but yeah, you'd almost like to see him on that play, just see if that ball will trickle foul, as the ball was perfectly down the first base line.
So it's going to be Drew Freed batting here for Landon Schroeder, who was the DH. And he bats here with runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the 7th, Dragons with a 3-run lead, 7-4. And he shows bunt. He bunts it to the left side, fouls. Strike 1.
And Tyler Betts over there running at first base again for Munguia. And that was a good bunt. You don't usually like to see him bunt so hard, but you want to force the third baseman to make a play here. And even if you bunt it a little hard to the third baseman, as long as he's got to charge it a little bit, he's not going to be able to make a play on McGlumphy over at third base.
Single by Berry, another single by Munguia on a bunt down the first baseline. And now Drew Freed is 0-1 here on the count. The 2 runners on and nobody out, and now he shows bunt again. This time bouncing to the left side. Gutierrez is going to go to third, and they get the force at third. They get the lead runner, and bunt just a little bit too hard. But you got to give Taylor Gutierrez quickly off the mound, and nice job there of fielding his position and making the right baseball play.
That was just a good play. It wasn't that bad a bunt. Gutierrez just gets over there quickly and takes a chance going to third, because obviously if you don't make that play, got the bases loaded, nobody out, but he's able to make a strong throw for out number 1. And a big play for Liberty Hill there. The Dragons were trying to move those runners over again, just hoping to extend the lead, even if just by 1 or 2 runs. So Tyler Betts over at second base. Good speed for the Dragons. Andrew Freed at first.
1 ball, no strikes here on the batter, Parker Kuhn. He is 1 for 2, a sac fly, a fly out, and a single. Betts at second, Freed at first, 1 out. And Kuhn takes ball 2. See Neely trying to frame that pitch, but a little bit too way outside for the ump to give Gutierrez the strike.
And Dyer and Stavanova in center and right field have both come in a few steps, playing relatively shallow. Maxwell's still pretty deep in left.
And throws over to first. Freed diving back in time.
This is the pitch right here. If you're Parker Kuhn, you expect that you're going to get a good pitch to hit. They don't want to go down 3-0 here, so he should be looking for a specific pitch here.
And he swings at it and fouls it back into the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, timing-wise, he was right on it, but just
or
under
into
it.
The net, however you want to say it.
Yeah, I think either way is fine. And again, Parker Kuhn up in a big spot here for the Dragons. Would love to extend that 3-run lead here in the last inning.
And he sends one to the left side. That's going to be foul. As it hits the fence there on left field, and it's going to Be 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tyler.
Round Rock Dragons trying to shake off a couple of bad games. The last inning loss to Hayes Johnson, 4-3, and then that district opener to Vandergrift on Tuesday night. So
Tyler Butts
trying to get back on the win column.
was running on that pitch.
Way outside, 3-2.
This is an interesting situation. If Round Rock
Boy,
were
that's
to,
the catchers for Liberty Hill have trouble throwing the ball back to the pitcher. That one was way to the left of Gutierrez, and Gutierrez just looks at his catcher like, come on, man. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And both runners are going, and inside, ball 4. So bases full of Dragons for Travis. It's going to be Trey Garza.
yep. Trey Garza came in, I guess, officially in the lineup for Socorro.
Gonna bring up Trey
Moved to
Garza.
second, and Soto moved over to defensively for Socorro's spot. Big spot here for Trey Garza's. Not had a ton of at-bats this season. 5 at-bats. He does have a hit. Has an RBI, and he struck out once.
And he takes strike 1.
So a big spot here for the Dragons. Obviously defensively on the corners, you're in at the grass, hoping to cut a run down and anything hit to the corner infielders. The middle infield is at double play depth, hoping to get a ground ball to end this inning in Round Rock.
The 0-1 pitch coming to Garza. Swing and a miss, strike 2. I missed that walk-up music for Trey Garza here at the tournament.
Yeah, that is interesting. We've, all the games
0-2.
we've called so far have been in Round Rock, so you're used to hearing some music. There's been no music at all
There's
here.
nothing here.
So, but a nice pitch there on that first pitch.
Yeah.
Hit the outside corner. Second pitch, they started an off-speed pitch in the same spot and got Garza chasing after it as it broke away from him.
The 0-2, and Gutierrez steps off the rubber. Over at third is Betts. At second is Freed. At first is Kuhn.
And it looks like
And it's Trey Garza at the plate, behind on the count, 0-2.
Looks like Grant Bible might have a bat on the on-deck circle.
And, well, off speed, a nice job of Garza just waiting for it, and just getting a piece of it to stay alive in this at-bat.
Yeah, he did a great job of sitting back on that pitch.
We haven't seen Grant Bible at the plate for a while. He took that, I guess, the foul pitch, on the shoulder. He's courtesy ran a couple of times, but finally we'll get a chance at the plate here if Garza can get on. And there's a high pop-up. It's going to be Neuenschonder going back behind third base, making the grab, and out number 2.
And statistically for the Dragons, they just have not been able to get a runner in from third with less than 2 outs. I have to believe that number is close to 20% on the season, and that should be a massive number. They just...
So we have Grant Bible batting for Ty Dillon here in the 9th spot.
Bible does have
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
got a hit on the season, and actually that hit is a 3-run triple. He's got a
Big hit
walk
to
and
right
3
center
RBIs, so this is a spot that Grant Bible has found success in before. Looking to do it again here to see if the Dragons can extend this lead going to the bottom half of the 7th.
So Gutierrez delivers outside, ball 1. Again, Gutierrez did have a bases loaded walk. Gave up a bases loaded walk, excuse me. Back in the fifth inning, I believe, when he came in relief of Bailey, and now it's 1 ball, no strikes on Bible. Bible sends one to the left side, and it's going to be Leary now. It's going to be Maxwell coming in a few steps and making the catch. We're out number 3. So Round Rock leaves the bases loaded here in the top of the 7th, but they take a 3-run lead into the bottom of the 7th, 7-4.
Yeah, and again, a huge spot for the Dragons.
Yeah,
bases loaded and only 1 out, and again, they've got to find a way. At some point, I would imagine Coach Carter's going to have to change his approach to those situations and start forcing them to sacrifice, try to squeeze runs in, as they've just shown all season long that they're not able to get that in. They either strike out or hit weak contact, and so they're going to have to adjust a little bit, whether it's hitting or coaching, to try to get those out. As Ian Bamber get the plate on the mound for his third inning of work. Has done a great job through his first 2 innings, keeping Liberty Hill at 4, and Round Rock is able to stretch that lead to 7-4, and Liberty Hill has 3 outs remaining to try to tie this game or take the lead.
Looks like Tyler Betts is going to take his spot over there in right field for Parker Kuhn. And we'll still have the infield the same.
And
looking
we're only
over
going
in left, looks like Ty Dillon is still going to be in left. And
we're going to play 2 outfielders in this inning just to give them a chance.
It's going to be Lawson Knight.
Taking a little bit to get out there.
Center field.
Lawson Knight, he was on deck when Bible flew out to left in that last inning.
So it's Dillon, Knight, and Betts in the outfield. Castillo, Soto, Garza, Berry in the infield, and Ian Bamberg and Austin Munguia, the battery for the Dragons in the bottom of the 7th. And it'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Liberty Hill. Jack Stevanoa, he's 1 for 2. He struck out swinging, doubled, and walked. Has an RBI here this afternoon, and he takes ball 1.
And again, I haven't seen anybody warming up for Round Rock. I would imagine if Bamberg gets in too much trouble, Sikora could probably get ready pretty quickly, as he's played most of this game.
Inside and low, ball 2. So Liberty Hill needs base runners, and Ian Bamberg doesn't want to give them free base runners. He needs to make them earn their way on. And it's a 2-0 count. Is that 2 strikes? I've got a 2.
It's 2-0.
There's a shot down the right field line, out of place, strike 1.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that so confidently.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2.
No, it's 2 and 1, yeah. I think the umpire might have accidentally put the wrong thing up earlier, as he just did right there, and corrected himself.
2 balls and 1 strike. On Stevanoa, the right fielder, and he takes high and outside, ball 2.
Close pitch
I
there
can say.
from Bamberg.
3-1. There's a shot. Again, foul down the right field line, and it's going to be 3 and 2 now, full count. Eventually, the scoreboard will catch up, or at least the batter will.
Seems like whoever's in the press box maybe is doing multiple things in there, and
they're multitasking.
It's a little bit harder to focus.
3-2, Stevanoa. There's a little soft liner back to the pitcher, and Bamberg right there to make the play.
Nice job by Bamberg there. Got down 3-1 and was able to get a foul ball for the second strike, and then an off-speed pitch there that is a soft liner right back at him, feeling his position for out number 1.
Brings up Jackson Knox, the second baseman. He's 1 for 2. Walked, singled, and grounded out. And it's high, ball 1. Bamberg, this will be his 24th pitch.
Yeah, he's pitched really, really well, as Bamberg is.
And that one, grounder foul.
So Liberty Hill was
1-1 the count.
Was threatening almost every inning against Michael Murray, as they were just making solid contact, and Bamberg has come in and done a great job of silencing those bats, and again putting up 2-0 so far and through 2 1/3 innings. It's given his team an opportunity to stretch that lead out, and now has a chance to close it out with 2 more outs.
1-1, and there's a pop-up in the infield. Garza has a beat on this one and comes in a few steps and makes the play. 2 down. So Round Rock 1 out of way from breaking that little 2-game slump that they've had, and it's going to be Bamberg versus Cash Durkin, the cleanup man here for Liberty Hill, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And this game's just about 2 hours and 25 minutes old, 2.5 hours. And Cash Durkin is 2 for 3.
Yeah, he
struck out swinging and singled and doubled.
Hit that ball in right field, his last at bat, that gave Parker Kuhn so much trouble out there with the wind.
And he swings, strike 1. Swings and misses. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. That took something off of that one, and Bamberg 1 out away.
And Jacob Castillo playing almost as deep a second base as I've seen in a while, as he's got a couple of steps onto the field turf out there.
And there he sends one to the gap into the right center field. It's going to drop, and it's going to be Ty Dillon can't knock it down, so Durkin is going to have another double, and it's going to be a 2-out double here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, nice swing there by Durkin, driving that ball to left center field on the outside pitch. Again, like you said, Ty Dillon got a glove on it when he stretched to try to knock it down, cut it off, but he wasn't going to be able to stop Durkin from getting a second either way.
Putting that glove on, it probably kept Durkin from taking that extra base.
Might have.
But Liberty Hill needs more base runners, and right now it's going to be Kate Neuenschwander, the third baseman. He's 1 for 3. Struck out, doubled, and flied out, and takes ball 1.
Yeah, and again, that base runner's, if you're
right now.
If you're Bamberg, you just don't worry about him at all. You just try to come get the hitter and end this ball game.
Strike 1. Good pitch there right at the knees.
Maybe we'll get a ground ball to second base here that ends the game, just to kind of release those demons from last Saturday. It was a similar situation, although we have a bigger lead today than we did then.
7-4 game. Swing and a miss on a high pitch there by Neuenschwander, and it's 1 strike away for Bamberg from putting this one in the win column for Liberty Hill. The 1-2 pitch coming from Bamberg. His 32nd pitch of the afternoon. Neuenschwander swings and misses, and Munguia tags him out at home, and Round Rock will take this one and move to get their 10th win of the year. 10-3-1 are the Dragons, and Liberty Hill falls to, as we check it, I think it was 9-5-1. So a good job here for Round Rock.
Yeah, great job.
7 runs on 10 hits, a couple of errors, 4 runs on 10 hits for Liberty Hill, and just a great job as Travis Knight set the tone swinging at the first pitch. Some RBIs from Jacob Castillo, Austin Munguia, Kuhn, Travis Sikora. And, they got off to a good start offensively, put 5 runs in the first inning, and was able to hang on to take the 7-4 win.
Yeah, obviously you can't complain about the start that they had offensively. It was exceptional. You'd like to see that carried through the game a little bit better, but they were able to scratch a couple of more runs across later in the game. Relatively well played defensively, and then again, Michael Murray struggled a little bit today. One thing you like about what he did today is he threw strikes, and even though they were hitting the ball hard on him, anytime you make a team earn it, you can make adjustments to try to fix the problem. Round Rock's problem in the past a couple times has been just walking hitters, and he didn't do that. And then Ian Bamberg came in and did a great job throwing 3 innings of relief to end the game for the Dragons. So overall, you got to be happy with that performance after a couple of losses in a row.
And Liberty Hill, they had a good day at the plate. They had a lot of extra base hits. They had 6 extra base hits against Round Rock pitching. RBIs by Stevanoa in the first. Cash Durkin had an RBI. Kate Neuenschwander RBI. And they fall to 9-4, they break the 6-game winning streak by Liberty Hill, and they break their own 2-game losing streak due to the Round Rock Dragons. And pretty good start to the tournament, and trying to get that bad taste out of their mouths from the last 2 ball games.
Absolutely, it's a process. You got to grow. I will say this, and I said it in the broadcast: if you're in Liberty Hill's district right now, you better take notice, because those young men, it would have been so easy after Round Rock already beat them 5-0, and then jump out 5-0 in the first inning to hang their heads and give up. And they did not do that. They battled and fought and scratched and clawed the entire game. I think that team is going to have a say in the top of that district by the time the season's over. So those young men can play some baseball, and it's a good win for the Dragons. And like you said, just slowly growing and get to a point where you're peaking in district play is what you want to do.
And Liberty Hill